Our new partner who I'm really, really excited to announce we are working with. Super, super stoked. Thank you, Angie Huberman, for this connect. It's incredible. AG1 Athletic Greens. I've been using them for a while. I have them every morning on an empty stomach. Basically, take one scoop and you put it into a cup or glass or mug of 8 ounces of cold water. And this is all your greens for the day. You're absorbing 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food source superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens. Every day I take this. It's so good for my digestion, my energy. It's simple. It's easy. I don't like taking a lot of vitamins. This has been really, really helpful for me. I've had a lot of stomach issues my whole life, and ever since I've been gluten-free and taking the AG1s, it's really helped me in my stomach in the mornings. I love it, and I'm so psyched that they're part of the One Life One Chance podcast. I'm sure a lot of people don't like eating greens, let alone drinking your greens, but I can tell you straight up, it's got a mild tropical taste, and the taste is actually really refreshing, and I really look forward to it each morning. Don't think it's just going to be just straight bland. It tastes really, really good, and it's good for you, so remember that. This one blend of ingredients supports your gut health, your nervous system, your immune system, your energy, recovery, focus, and aging. It's incredible, just one scoop, especially for musicians who are vegans or just musicians in general who want to get those daily greens. You can get the packets. It's incredible. I just gave some to my friend Derek from Sepultura. He traveled the whole entire world this summer, and he had those every single day. He said it saved him. I bring AG1s with me when I travel. It helps me stay healthy. You know the deal. If you're on tour and you are a picky eater, but you need to have your greens, sometimes catering doesn't have greens. Sometimes you miss the catering. Sometimes you miss the backstage food. Sometimes it's too late after the show to go get food that you like. So if you just have a scoop of AG1s in your hotel room before you go to bed, or you're in the hotel room at night and you're starving and you want something healthy, boom, life changer. Right now, it's time to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with some convenient daily nutrition. That's all you need, one scoop in a cup every day. That's it. No need for a million different pills and supplements to look out for your health. This is it. I'm super psyched. And to make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/OLLC. Again, that's athleticgreens.com/OLLC to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. This is incredible. I love it. It's just basic greens. For me personally, this has changed my life tremendously. I'm not a junk food vegan. I don't eat a lot of fake meats, so I'm strictly greens. And this has been a wonderful, wonderful new addition to my life. So once again, visit athleticgreens.com/OLLC. and get 1 free year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. athleticgreens.com/OLOC. Yo, Liquid Death, thank you so much for hydrating all my guests, taking care of me and my family and my friends. Love your water, love your brand, love what you stand for, love what you give back to the community. If you want to learn more about Liquid Death and how it started, listen to episode 115 with the co-founder, owner, and creator of Liquid Death, Mike Cesario. Just a punk rock skateboarding kid from Delaware with a dream. It's an incredible story, incredible journey. They have now blessed me with my own code. So if you go liquiddeath.com/Toby, you get free shipping on any items you order from liquiddeath.com. Thank you so much, Liquid Death. Death to plastic, murder your thirst. Stay hydrated. You know H2O saves lives. Check. Welcome to the One Life One Chance podcast. I'm your host, Toby Morse. I'm very honored to have my brother from another mother next to me again. Once again, you can tell by his laugh, Mr. Chappelle Lacey.
Yep.
Is with me today. Thank you, Chappelle Lacey.
As always.
Then in front of me, welcome to the podcast, Gino Vento.
Yo,
it's a great name, man.
Thank you. I lucked out. I used to hate it as a kid.
Oh, you did?
I did, yeah.
That's a dope name. It's like,
I know.
It's like,
no, I dig it. I mean, it's on my shirt.
I know.
I wore a name tag just so Toby would know it's me pulling up. When I was a kid, I hated Gino. It was easy to make fun of, obviously. Gina, you know? Chino. And I would, I was obsessed with Steven Seagal. And I would beg my mom if she could change my name to Steven. And she's like, no, that's not happening. Because I don't have a middle name either. It's just Gino Vento.
Ooh,
and
sick.
She's like, look, when you're 18, you could do whatever the fuck you want. You could change it to Potato. I don't care.
Yeah.
and then I saw, I think it was either Out for Justice or Above the Law, where Steven Seagal plays a detective named Gino. And I was like, whoa, sick.
Wow.
sick.
Damn, my name's cool.
Yeah.
And that might have been one of the first times I heard Beastie Boys too, because
Really?
No Sleep Till Brooklyn
Was in there?
was in there. Yeah.
Damn.
So yeah.
Imagine you change your name to Steven later on.
I know, yeah. Think
Nah,
about
cool.
that now.
Yeah, I know. I'm glad.
So yeah, by the time we turn 18, like, nah, fuck that. I'm
Yeah.
not changing my name.
Yeah, I dig it.
So
Well, shouts out to Steven Seagal for helping you out with that.
Yeah, true.
I didn't realize you were born in Queens.
Yeah.
That's fucking sick.
Yeah, Queens, New York.
What part of Queens? You?
I was born in St. John's Hospital, which is condominiums now.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, that shit's probably haunted for sure.
Sure.
You know, living in a condo where there used to be a hospital.
Nah,
That's fucking crazy.
I'm all set.
No thanks.
That's cool. Queens, New York. Though. Wow.
Yeah, and that was Elmhurst.
Elmhurst. Okay.
Yeah, and then
But you weren't there that long, right?
I was in New York till I was 9.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, and there was I've said this a bunch, so it feels silly saying it, but there was a blizzard in '96.
Okay.
Were you there for
Yeah,
that?
I was living there. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a blizzard in '96,
Yes.
and then my parents were like, you know what? We're out.
Okay. Fuck this.
Moved down to Miami, Florida.
Nice.
Well,
Damn.
there's never a blizzard there.
No, there's not.
No.
Hurricanes and shit like that. But
Yeah.
I remember the blizzard in '96. Me and my wife were walking on top of cars, middle of Manhattan.
Wow.
Everything was covered, so you could walk over. People sliding on cars.
Really?
It was insane, dude. Yeah.
I wonder if that was the same year as the big earthquake that was here.
Earthquake in '96. I don't know. Maybe '96 sounds
Or
like
that
a
might have
year.
been 95. 95 or 96, but it's kind of
Yeah, I
crazy.
don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So after that, your parents like, "Yeah, we're out of here."
Yeah, no mas.
Had you been to Florida before?
Yeah, I had gone down. We would road trip with my godparents and my uncle Mario down to the Keys.
Yeah.
You know, like vague memories of it. But yeah,
Yeah.
and they loved it. You know, they thought it was cool. The weather's always nice. You know?
Yeah. Was it a big shocker for you to go there? Or no, you were kind of too young.
As a kid,
Yeah.
no, you know, it was just like a lot of sitting in a car. You know, because New York to Miami, that's a
drive.
That's a drive, bro.
Yeah.
So, but I remember just, you know, having fun, going down to the Keys and, you know, feeling the different weather, feeling the humidity,
Yeah.
you know, but digging it.
Yeah. And so you have siblings?
I have a half sister. I didn't grow up with her though.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, how was it growing up in Florida? You loved it there?
I loved Miami. It was a bit of a culture shock a little bit when I first moved there from New York.
Yeah.
Because in New York public schools, like the buildings are massive, bro.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
you're
yeah.
like locked in. And then
Yeah.
in Miami, everything's either 1 or 2 stories tops.
Okay.
And all the doors to the classrooms kind of face outside. So you're in nature a lot. You're outside a lot. You
Yeah.
know?
Palm trees and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also there were portables,
Yes.
which in New York, at least when I was going to school,
Yeah.
I hadn't been any. And, you know, so I was like, wait, what's this trailer?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it was like a bit like, you know, of a culture shock in that sense. But growing up in Miami was cool. I feel
Yeah.
like you grew up fast there, you know.
Yeah. How were you in school, like high school and shit?
I
Based off the giggle.
I wasn't the best student. I wasn't a best. I graduated.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
There you go.
That's good.
I got through it. You know.
Cool.
Sometimes a bit of a smartass, but yeah, I graduated. I got through it, but I wasn't like the best. It wasn't something I didn't hate it.
Yeah.
But I wasn't like I was just hyped to see friends and hang out with friends or whatever.
Yeah, social and shit.
Yeah. You know, so that was cool, and
You did what you had to do.
I did what I had to do, but
Yeah.
I was also like, you know, I got along with a lot of different like groups or cliques, I guess.
Yeah.
I was a rocker, but I ran track, so I was cool with athletes.
You had long hair?
So my hair is really thick and it locks real easily.
Okay.
So I used to get blowouts, and then I would just get blowouts, and my hair would just like continue to grow. I wouldn't cut it, and then
Plus humidity there too.
the humidity, and my hair would just lock up, and I ended up having dreads.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and my hair just like locks quick. You know, if I don't
Yeah.
comb it, it's a wrap. So
So you're running track with dreads.
So I was running track with dreads because the football coach told me I couldn't play football if I didn't cut my hair. So I said, oh, you know, fuck that. I'm just go run instead.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it was kind of whack, but whatever. Track was cool. Rocker. I was like,
What do you mean by rocker? Like metalhead, kind of into all kinds of shit.
well, I wasn't like, I was just like into whatever, honestly, because I grew up, I was the only dude that listened to rock music in my group of friends in my neighborhood. Like everyone's just like hip hop, whatever. So I was Switzerland, you know, I was cool with everybody, you know. But when I was a kid, I didn't like rock music at all. My dad's a rocker.
Yeah.
So I wasn't into it. And like he'd show me cool shit. He'd be like, you know, Dio, Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin. I was like, I don't like this. I only want to listen to like Wu-Tang or Bone Thugs, you know?
Yeah.
Moved to Miami, so it was like 2 Live Crew. Like this is the only shit I wanted to listen to.
That's crazy.
So I had no interest in rock music at all, you know? And then I started I had a moment of like self-discovery on my own. You know, when shit's pushed on you, you're like, nah, I don't want this, you know? And then I'm like, oh, you know what? This shit's actually kind of cool.
Yeah. Then you kind of find it for yourself.
So I wonder, because what year, you graduated what? What year? 04?
Yeah.
You graduated 04?
Yeah.
So I wonder,
old.
so then the era you grew up in, because I'm a year younger than you then, if you graduated 04. So were you into like the new metal then? Because that was like really popping around like that time.
Yeah. So the first, it's funny to talk about, but so the first band that I was like, oh, cool, was Limp Bizkit.
Okay.
Because they rap.
Shout out to Fred.
Right? Yeah.
That's crazy. That's cool.
And then obviously Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, cool. You could do both.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah.
And then it was just like down the rabbit hole.
You like Korn too?
Yeah, I like that, you know, because I didn't have any like siblings in the sense to put me on to cool shit, punk and hardcore. I had to find all that out later through friends.
Yeah.
You know, so it was a lot of that. Metallica, obviously.
Classic, yeah.
Just like shit was on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
Was my introduction to stuff that I liked, and then Napster.
Napster set it off.
Set it off. You know, I was like downloading Hatebreed and shit. I was like,
damn.
Oh, cool. You know,
I forgot about Napster, man. That was such a big thing, dude.
Oh, it was especially for, you know, around our time, around our age.
Yeah.
It was like the perfect thing for us because,
I
mean, obviously it was the new transition into like discovering more and more music, and then you just like download it and you're like, oh, this band, and then obviously, you know, you see like from the CDs we have, like you always talk about, like
compact disc
on the compact disc, and then, and then on the back of the CDs, the thank yous of this band,
right,
you go to Napster
or the band shirts they're wearing.
The band tees, yeah.
So,
you know, it was a rap.
It was a rap, especially because I'm kind of similar to you. Like none of my siblings or anything like introduced me to the, you know, Korn and new metal and all that stuff. I kind of just like discovered it on my own. So, but the Napster really helped us out.
Yeah.
Metallica wasn't psyched on that though.
No, they were not. I had their songs though.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, and it was an addiction too. You know, you go to school, you come back home, you're like, oh shit, I want to look up music. It was like an addiction to music, which is sick.
It was fun to find it. Yeah.
So my first introduction to rock music on my own was like through like the new metal genre, like rap rock and all that shit.
Yeah.
And then I started to like obsess with it and find harder shit. And it was always truly like I've always liked as a youth, my mission was like to go against the grain. My dad wanted me to listen to rock. I was like, nah, I just rap. And then the kids I was hanging out in my neighborhood were only like hip hop heads or whatever. So I was like, oh shit, nah, I need to find my own shit. So it was always that, you know, that was a common denominator in my life.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I don't want to do that. I want to do
and
this.
And then was Hatebreed kind of a crossover to hardcore in a sense or no?
Absolutely, yeah. I was like, oh shit, this is like the hardest shit that I could listen to right now. And then like, you know, discovering other hard bands like Earth Crisis, you know.
Yeah.
So
through all that.
Oh, you got into it.
Oh yeah, no, forget it. And then like I was lucky to have like friends in high school that were already listening to that.
Yeah.
So we would like share shit, you know. One of my boys, Juan, he put me onto this cool band from South Florida called Until the End. And I was like, oh, this is really sick. And I started going to shows, you know.
Local shows.
Local shows. And going to everything, too, because, like, I wasn't, like, I didn't have an allegiance to a genre, you know. So I'll go to grindcore shows. I'll go to hardcore shows.
That sounds like you, man.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
I just went
we have a lot of similarities.
You know, because, again, I didn't have, like, a OG or older sibling to, like, no, this is only this is cool.
Yeah.
That didn't exist to me. You know,
Yeah.
so my judgment wasn't clouded. I was open to whatever.
Super open-minded about
Which
it.
is good. Like,
It's
I mean,
great,
it's the
man.
best way to go about it.
Sick, you know?
Yeah. And so you started going to hardcore shows. I'm sure that's like going to like a rock show is way different than a hardcore show. As far as just the barricade, the size of the venue, the size of it, and then you go into a hardcore show and it's like you're in the mix. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was real cool because going to shows while I was in high school, it kind of felt like I was moonlighting. You know, I felt like I was living like this like double life. You know, I'm like in school doing school shit.
Yeah.
And then later going to like this like super aggressive punk hardcore
Underground grimy club.
Yeah, I was like
Churchill's. It was a bunch of shows.
Churchill's. Yeah, my venue growing up was the Alley. Rest in peace. Really cool spa in Alapato.
And this was the Alley was in Miami.
In Miami, yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious because I mean my first experience of Miami was more so recently because I'd never really been there.
Good scene
but
there.
As far as hardcore shows, so there's a pretty good scene.
I can't speak for it now. I haven't,
Me either,
you know,
but
or I guess
But for me growing up, we had before the Alley there was Club Q. That wasn't in Miami. I was in Broward, so like just like maybe like 30 minutes north, you know, but still the same scene. There was a spot before that in Miami called Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah, I know Cheers.
Yeah, you're probably familiar. Yeah,
Yep.
Churchill's, the Alley, the Factory, or known as the Metal Factory. You know, so there was a lot.
Oh, okay, hell yeah, that's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So going to and you really connected with when you started going to the hardcore shows. You really connected with that world, huh?
Yeah, it was cool. You know, again, it was like about being a black sheep going against the grain.
Yeah.
You know.
And did you think about music at that time when you were in school at all, like playing music or?
So my dad used to be a drummer back in the day.
Okay.
And he always wanted me to play drums. And again, back, you know, it's like,
no, I'm not doing that. Yeah.
It's like, I'm not doing that
like,
shit.
Nah, pops.
Nah. I want to rap.
Were you rhyming too and shit?
Nah, nah, I wish.
That'd be sick when we had some recordings.
Yeah.
That's like a secret, like not so much a secret anymore, but like unfulfilled love that I've always wanted to do, you know, but it never happened. Anyways,
is it like you but I talk about this a lot. Is it like you love it so much, but you're like, I don't know if I could do it because I love it. You have so much respect for hip hop that if I rap, would I be, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I'd be trash, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you don't want to disrespect
what I'm saying.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to disrespect because I love it so much. Dude.
Yeah. I'm also pretty good at like knowing my place and shit.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, okay, it's not my lane. You know, I could be a spectator and enjoy it that way.
Totally.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You know, but so as far as like, you know, playing music, my dad was a drummer. He played in like a band in New York, and you know he would jam with his band also in Cuba with my brother, his brother, my uncle Mario, and again I'd have no interest in like playing music or whatever, and then my uncle Mario got me a guitar, out of the blue, and I was like, oh shit, cool. It's different now, you know. It didn't feel so forced, you know. Yeah. And my parents were always mad supportive.
And it's from him, not my pops.
It's not my pops, you know.
Yeah.
So it didn't feel so like, come on, you got to do this. And you know, my parents were always real supportive about whatever I wanted to do, as long as I wasn't being, you know, an idiot, you know.
Yeah.
And they usually never found out about the times I was being an idiot, you know.
Yeah.
So he got me a guitar, and then in high school I jammed a bit with some dudes in school, which was cool. And then I did join a band. Maybe sophomore or junior year. Yeah. And then, you know.
What kind of music was it?
It was like Poison the Well influence.
Oh, shit.
You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you were the singer?
Me? No, I played guitar.
Okay.
Well, I tried. I wasn't very good.
Okay.
Neither was the band.
What was the name? Do you know the name? Remember the name?
The Beaten Path.
Okay.
Yeah. We didn't do much. Played shows, you know, around Miami. Then played guitar for another band. And that was fun, you know. That's the first time I went on tour.
Okay.
And then later came Thick as Blood.
Thick as Blood, yeah.
While in high school still.
Dude, one of the lyrics, I was like deep diving Thick as Blood.
Oh, boy.
And yo, straight as for myself, fuck you and everybody else. That shit is hard.
Yeah.
That shit is hard, bro.
That was tough.
Damn. So you're a straight edge kid?
Yeah.
Okay. Those lyrics are like, the song's called Hold Fast. Yeah.
Of course you'd be excited about those lyrics.
I know. Shit was hard. I was like, holy shit. I was like, wait, let me hear this again. What?
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. Yeah. So that was 2006-ish?
We wrote that in 2006, put that record out on Eulogy Recordings.
Yeah, Eulogy.
2007, yeah.
Which you actually worked there too. With Anthony said you were working there too.
Yeah, I worked there with Anthony. So
Anthony Moore, shout out to Anthony Moore.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Yeah.
That dude's the mayor, man. You know, he's like, he's Switzerland for real. Just
he is
cool
Switzerland.
for everybody. I would go and help him pack orders and shit, and just I was part of the mail.
The mail room.
mail
Yeah, I
room?
did the same
Mail
shit.
room?
Yeah, I did that. I was
that's
a kid.
dope.
And then I was also playing in Thick as Blood, and we got a couple like offers from some like labels, like it was like Double or Nothing, which is a cool label, Eulogy,
yeah.
and 1981 also asked us if we wanted to sign them. We went with Eulogy,
Yeah.
but then dude who ran Eulogy is like, well, you're signed now, so you can't work here anymore because you're gonna be on tour. I was like, all right, fair enough.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
All right, I'd rather be on the road anyway.
Exactly.
What's cool about what you said is like you feel like you were living this like double life, and I know that feeling as well because I know when I would go to shows as a kid, and then I obviously go home and then go to school the next day. Like no one knew,
bro,
what the hell I just did the night before. Meanwhile, I just did some of the coolest shit,
crazy shit too.
the craziest
Crazy
shit
shit.
the night before.
Yeah,
and you feel like that, like I don't know,
Like you're part of a secret society or
like
something.
you're part of some secret society, and it's like
Yeah.
a dope feeling. And you saying the double life thing just made me like feel like that memory come up of just like, yeah, I remember going.
you couldn't
to
talk
school?
to anybody. You couldn't talk to your classmate like,
No.
yo, bro, like,
because no one fucked with it the way that I fucked
I was
with
flipping
it.
off a stage last night. Just some shit.
Yeah, there might have been some kids from like other schools that I would see,
yeah,
at the shows and stuff like that. But as far as like immediate, like there was not really anyone, to where it was just like, I don't know. Very nostalgic feeling.
yeah, man.
When you said the double life thing, because you're
Special.
like, whoa, yeah.
Yeah. I didn't grow up around a bunch of kids that like that kind of stuff. I didn't also, not to generalize, but I didn't grow up around a bunch of like white kids as well. So it was all just like, minorities, and it's like the music genre of choice isn't usually hardcore music.
No.
So,
100%,
so I'm like,
100%.
And it's hard to explain that to like a person never
It's
been
hard
to
to
a
explain
show.
that.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what is that music? What are you guys doing? It looks violent. It looks crazy.
Yeah, and I was like listening to both. I was like Wu-Tang and like Jay-Z and like Big L and all this shit, and then like like Hatebreed and like H2O and just like Cro-Mags and all this cool shit.
Yeah.
So I was like,
Yeah.
oh, this is sick. We could have it all.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that because
It's
for
such a dope feeling.
my generation wasn't like that. What I was, my friends were before us. I guess was just hardcore. That's it. Only hardcore. You listen to it. You know what I mean? Like listen to other types of music. No, fuck that. But no, I like everything too. Hip hop.
I wonder
pop.
if it started to get a little bit better around probably like our
For sure.
generation.
Yeah.
It still was,
It was-
you listen to this, but I feel like it was getting better.
Yeah. It was. There were still a lot of the. Oh, you're a rocker, huh? Or you're a rocker or rapper.
Yeah, 100%.
What are you?
And I remember this one girl asked me in class. She's like, "So you're a rocker now?" I was like, "No, I still listen to Jay-Z and shit." She's like,
And isn't it weird to have to explain that?
"Yeah, it was. It was."
Think about that now.
No, for sure.
Nobody ever asked you that.
I
now.
think today now it's so cool. Like the
love it.
lines are all blurred.
Yeah.
Like it's so I'm so hyped on what like kids' experience now is.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to have that weird ass conversation,
No,
bro.
dude.
You rocker or rapper? What?
Dude, yeah, I love.
Just thinking about it, it's such a crazy question.
I knew my son played a backyard show. This other band ran, the like alternative rock band, but then there was rappers in the same bill in the backyard. And I went to before we started hanging, and the kids who were rhyming, they were in the mosh pit for my son's band, and then my son was in a mosh pit for a hip hop band, and it was amazing, dude. I was like, this is incredible, dude.
Yeah, it's sick.
It wasn't like that growing up. It's like there was only punk rock music on the skateboard soundtracks. Now there's like mostly hip hop. It wasn't like I love that. I love it now,
Yeah.
dude. It's beautiful, man. I wonder what made that happen, dude.
Yeah,
I don't know.
are you a rocker? You're like, what?
Come on,
Sizing
bro.
you up. Like, choose one side. What are you?
Yeah, what is this? Star Wars? Come on, man.
I remember seeing Lil Wayne on the cover of the Source wearing a Famous Stars and Straps belt buckle.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, this is amazing. When like Travis's shit crossed over into hip hop.
Jay-Z doing the thing with Linkin Park.
Yeah.
dude.
You
All
know,
that
it's cool.
shit.
Even early, the first time I saw it was Biohazard and Onyx.
Yeah, dude.
Whoa.
I was like, oh,
Slam,
sick.
all that shit. Yeah, dude.
We could have it all.
That was like Judgment Night soundtrack and all that
Judgment Night.
shit.
Yeah.
Game changer,
You
man.
know, like
Damn.
Ice-T, like even, but not even Body Count, but like Ice-T, that song Midnight with like the hard ass guitar riff.
I think I know that one. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll bump it later.
Yeah. Shout out to Ernie C.
Yeah, and also Korn took Ice Cube on the road with them.
That's right, dude.
The Family Values tour.
Yeah.
They would take Ice Cube and he would open for them.
Yeah, I think our generation did a lot for like the crossover shit and like mixing genres for sure.
Yeah,
you know?
And if you watch that footage of Ice Cube opening for Korn, it's like the dopest shit. Like they're so hyped for him.
Yeah,
it's cool to watch.
Are they in the Wicked video? Or is that's Chili Peppers? Some of those members are playing on the Ice Cube
Wicked song. That was Korn and Deftones.
Okay.
Chino. Rapped that part.
So I love that you listen to everything. You're just
and like around then it wasn't really cool if you liked new metal or even for a long time, and it's like yo, what? Like, who cares? I'm too old now to give a fuck about that kind of shit, It's like, whatever. It's not embarrassing. It's like what you like.
Totally.
And understand what you like.
Yeah. So Thick as Blood, you guys started playing shows and building a following and doing all that?
Yeah, we started playing shows like around Florida, and then like up and down the East Coast, which is cool. We had 7 members at one point. We were a 3-singer band at first on our first record.
Holy shit.
Yeah, which was fun.
7 members, holy shit.
It was rowdy, it was just like, like mad energetic.
Like Scarhead vibes, a couple singers.
Yeah. So we, that was a lot of fun, You
guys played New York and shit?
We did, yeah. We would play Buffalo a lot.
Okay.
Yeah. Real cool. All up and down the East Coast. And then started doing a couple full U.S. tours. Got ready for our second record, Embrace.
Yeah.
And that one was like game changer.
It was.
Yeah. We recorded that at the Machine Shop with Will Putney.
I know that name too.
Yeah, he plays in this cool band, Fit for an Autopsy.
Yeah.
Oh,
shit. My son's favorite band. It's cool.
Oh, yeah. So Will, the guitar player for that band, he's also a sound engineer, and he produced that record.
I know he produced records. That's really cool, man.
Yeah.
Those guys are great dudes too, man. Like.
Yeah, and that's when also I started to like, oh shit, we're doing this for real. Like shit, like, so I need to figure out my throat voice situation.
Dude.
And again, loving Hatebreed, I was like, oh shit, I love singers where you could understand everything. I love death metal and shit too.
Yeah,
Florida guys, so Cannibal Corpse, Obituary, all that shit is sick. But I really love sounds like Jamie Joss or Scott Vogel. Those are like the frontmen that I like listen to. And then I looked up the Zen of Screaming.
That's my girl, Melissa
Cross. And I was like, oh shit, maybe I could go take a class with her. And I couldn't. I think it was like out of my budget at the time, but I got the DVD and I saw you guys in it, Hazen Street.
Damn.
And
dude, sick.
Yeah. And I did learn a lot. I was like,
Great.
this is sick, So
yeah.
If you're out there, blowing your throat out every night, check this DVD out. Zen
Screaming in Zen. Yeah, dude, Melissa Cross, man, saved my life, dude. Without losing your voice on tour and doing the warm-up.
You used it recently.
Yeah, was it recent? Yeah, dude.
Sick.
I had a 3-hour practice with Hazen Street a couple months ago. Oh. And I did my warm-up. She FaceTimed me and warmed me up before the practice. And I was good to go, man. I had 2 sets a night. We did H2O Hazen Street 2 days in a row. I did 4 sets in 2 days, bro. It was gnarly, man.
At practice or you guys played a show?
Practice 3 hours and then did 4 shows in 2 days, man.
Oh, shit.
I did
cool.
2 sets. So she warmed me up and she saved my life again, man.
That's amazing.
Shit works, dude.
Yeah.
So you're getting serious about this as my tool, as my...
Yeah, I had to. All like the other dudes in the band were stepping it up, and now we weren't a 3-singer band anymore. It was just me. So that I did feel some pressure. I was like, vocals is the last thing to, get recorded.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, I hope I don't fuck this up.
Yeah. Wait, so were you still playing guitar too?
No. That was like... Guitar was like just like high school essentially. Then for Thick as Blood, I only sang. I would like come up with some riff ideas.
Yeah.
And then Randy and Lenny, the guitar players, they'll just make it cooler and better.
Yeah.
But so I took it serious. Then we hit the road a bunch after that.
Yeah. I mean, I liked it. There's 2 things I noticed. Moment of Truth, obviously Gangstar nod to name of your record.
Yeah.
And Living Proof too.
Yeah.
That's group home.
Yeah.
Like the hip hop references as the titles of your album. That's fucking awesome.
That's dope.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody caught that back then, but as soon as I saw that, I'm like,
sick.
It's so cool. You can see,
yeah.
So you guys are banned for a bit, man. Fuck.
Yeah, we did it for about 10 years.
Damn.
Were
you working jobs in between? Were you?
Yeah. We weren't making like money
Yeah.
like that. We're touring and surviving on tour, and then it got to the point where the band was like self-generating, you know, so it was cool, you know,
Nice.
but we weren't like getting paid fat, nothing like that.
Yeah.
But so I did have, God, so many odd jobs. Like I worked a lot of warehouse jobs,
Okay.
which is cool, and
You can come and go and shit too. Yeah.
I could come and go, and like it was hard to get a job and then tell the manager, hey, thanks for hiring me. I'm going to be gone in like 3 weeks. Is that cool?
Yeah.
for like a month. Yeah.
So
yeah.
I consciously made a decision to work at places where I knew I was expendable and replaceable, you know?
Yeah.
But I worked like at a dog day and night care. You know, I worked warehouse jobs. I worked at a dollar store. I worked, I'm trying to think where else. I just had a lot of jobs.
Yeah.
Man. You know, just trying to survive, you know?
Yeah.
Save up, hit the road, you know?
Yeah. And was acting a thought at that time for you?
No, never. It really wasn't. I thought I wanted to be in a band forever, you know?
Yeah.
Which I love, you know? I still want to be in a band forever, you know? But shit's cool.
Yeah. You miss playing music?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I do. I need to revisit that, you know, and whatever that means for me now.
Hit that reunion tour.
That's what I'm saying. It's crazy by now. It's like shit. I'm like, damn, because I'm looking at you. I'm like, damn, it'd be cool to be an actor. But then like, fuck, it'd be cool to like play music too.
Yeah. You
Do
could do both.
I know.
Ice-T does it.
I know.
What a
dude.
life, bro.
I know.
Ice-T, Ice Cube,
You know?
he does it.
I know.
Yeah, yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
You could do both.
You could do both. You could
Might
do it
be
all.
super cool now
Yeah,
because
you can do
people
it all now, yeah.
people know you from acting to come back to like your roots of the music and like.
Sure, yeah. I think also now what wasn't really like taught, or you don't get taught on that shit, but like
Yeah.
back then it felt like you had to hit the road all the
Had
time.
to get your name out.
You know, but now it feels like you could do less of that, you know, just play like cool shows here and there, you know, but like
Yeah.
back then it felt like it was like you had to do it.
Yeah, because the
tour,
internet
yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
popping like that. YouTube,
Yeah.
none of that shit. You had
You
to
know.
really go out there and
Yeah.
get in people's faces.
I feel like everyone's touring now because they're making up for the pandemic.
Oh hell
loss.
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
But it does seem like, you know, people are taking it in blocks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, kind of the way, like how Metallica will do it. They'll do like 2 weeks on and then 2 weeks
Yeah,
off.
dude.
Yeah.
Or something like that. So like they have the time.
They,
to, like,
they can do that though.
They, yeah, they,
Yeah.
It's hard,
I
man.
say Metallica.
Yeah.
But you
Who?
can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we toured a bunch, put 3 albums out, compact disc CD.
Yeah, bro. Old school.
And did like Japan a couple
Oh, sick.
times. Like,
Damn.
Japan's the best, dude.
yeah, I love that place. Australia was cool. We did a Southeast Asia tour. We did a few shows in South America. So yeah, it was a cool chapter in my life. You know, I love it. You know, and I learned so much
Yeah.
from like being on the road, and you learn to problem solve. You know, it was a beautiful journey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just the world of travel in general, like it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, being outside of where your radius, like, you know, far outside your radius, you just see shit on a different level, and it just teaches
Totally,
you
man.
Yeah.
shit
It
in a
just
different
expands
way.
your mind. Dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like different cultures and
different
stuff.
cultures, different food, different people. You know, it's cool.
So how'd you end up doing the short film, The Psychic Backburner? Was that the first one, 2000?
Damn, deep cuts.
was that was that 2011? Was that the first one?
That was the first thing I auditioned for. So
Deep dive. I like that
Deep
shit,
dive. That was
son.
it's a good deep
wow.
dive.
So I was still doing the band. You know, there's a moment where I was doing both. I was acting and and doing the band. And kind of what got me into wanting to act was survival. You know, I had no true interest in being an actor at first.
Okay.
I don't know anything about it. So, but again, looking for odd jobs, right? Like I go on Craigslist. I'm covered in tattoos. My neck is tattooed. I was
Yeah.
like, fuck,
Yeah.
what place is gonna hire? It's not like now, you know.
Yeah.
So different now.
So I would go on Craigslist, like job search, and I would like type tattoos as a keyword just so I could. It'll say either tattoos okay or whatever.
Gotcha.
And there was like this open casting call for the show on Channel USA called Burn Notice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was just for background, just for extras. It was just like, you know, extras. And I was like, all right, cool. I emailed them. I was like, I'm interested, you know, whatever. I think I paid $100 a day or whatever it was at the time. It was right before a tour. And so I go to this casting office in Miami Beach at this place, Lori Wyman's office, who's like this awesome casting director back home. She rules. I love her. But I go and I get there. It's a huge, long ass line. I look like me.
Yeah.
And everyone's so like beautiful, handsome. Like, you know, I was like, oh shit. Not that I think I'm ugly, but I don't think I'm a monster. But I was like, this motherfucker's handsome.
Yeah.
Like, it looked like everyone's like out of a novella.
Nobody's tatted up and shit. Yeah.
No one's tattooed. I was like, oh boy. Well, I'm here.
Yeah.
I get to the front of the line, and the lady's like, all right, come on in. And she sees that I'm all covered. She's like, oh, wow, you're perfect. I was like, what? She's like, yeah, we're shooting a prison scene in the next episode, and you'd be great.
Oh, shit.
I was like, all right, cool, whatever. You know, I didn't care.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
And I went, and that was my first introduction to television. I get to set, and like I like the pace of it. It felt very energetic, like a band. And
Yeah.
you know, just like, you know, the way it all moves, like dudes wrapping cables and all this shit's like fast.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, this is sick. So I did a week on that, just like as a prisoner in the background, whatever, you know. But I was like, oh, I want to do more of this. So I would look up, I forgot how I can't remember right now how I would find like short films or things to audition for.
Yeah.
But I saw one for the Psychic Backburner, and I went, and it was for the role of a punk.
Okay.
And I didn't know you couldn't do this then. I used to have a stiletto knife with me all the time.
Yeah.
And I went
Love it.
I went to the casting for it, and I did the scene, and then at the end of it, my character pulls out a knife. It says, but I had it, and I was like, oh, why would I not bring this? It says the character has one.
Yeah.
And I pulled it out, and they were kind of like, whoa,
That's not a prop.
that's a real knife. I was like, yeah, like, okay. And then like the next day, they're like, oh, you got the part. So
Damn, that's dope.
yeah, it was real funny. And that was pretty cool. That was a short film for UM Film Festival called Canes Fest, which is a nod to Cons.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
But,
cool though, man.
Yeah. So burn notice, and then, you know, wanting to, you know, do more short films or whatever. That was my.
Are you still kind of doing it DIY after you get there, or do you hire an agent? Like you're really going serious about it?
I think still DIY, which is
Love
cool.
that. Yeah,
Being
love
in a
it.
band has like taught me a lot of that, you know.
Totally.
Also, I'm first gen, you know. My parents, my dad's from Cuba, my mom's from Chile. So that work ethic is like taught me, you know, you want it, go do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I love that, man.
I would still look for stuff online, and then I started taking classes and got an agent, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, and then
Is there a lot of people like that in Miami? There's a lot of like agents. There's a lot of actors in Miami.
there's a
I always think of Cali in New York. You know.
Yeah.
there's a small market in the Southeast, Atlanta, Louisiana, Florida.
Okay.
So there's like agencies and stuff like that. Because at one point Florida had like a shit ton of work, you know. Then the tax incentive dried up, you know. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, but that makes sense. You say Atlanta because Atlanta has like grown a lot for acting.
It's huge.
Oh,
yeah.
huge now.
So
Yeah.
many things
Huge
out there.
now, yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Really cool.
Yeah, a friend of mine works on stuff out there, and he's always busy.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, I think they've built like a lot of studios out that way.
Yeah.
I would assume.
Yeah. You're right.
So after that, you just start doing auditions and just going for it, right? Just
Yeah.
still playing music. Well, that's kind of on hiatus now.
No, still playing music, doing
Yeah,
both.
yeah,
you know, it's also keeping me sane. You know,
Yeah,
when
good
I'm
balance.
when I wasn't on tour, I'd be home losing my mind.
Yeah.
You know, I had a warehouse job, like lifting boxes. Like, oh fuck, you know.
Yeah.
Can't wait to get back on the road. But now I have another sense of purpose. You know, like or something to look forward to is like learning lines. You know, and like auditioning. You know, going in.
Yeah. And so so that was 2011. I see Person of Interest, another thing, but also Bloodline. Was that the next major thing after that? There's a couple years in there, but yeah.
Yeah. So I first booked a show called Complications for USA, and that was cool. It's shot in Atlanta.
Nice.
You know, that was my first recurring. You know, I did 3
Okay.
episodes of that, and I shot that audition on tour. We're at a friend's house in Texas,
Oh shit.
and you just iPhone, you know,
Yeah.
and I sent it, and then I had a call back, and I had to fly from Texas to Atlanta, and I did the audition
Yeah.
Oh shit! While you were on tour.
while I was on
That's
tour.
sick,
Damn.
man. I love it.
Yeah. and I got it, you know.
Awesome.
But so that was the first recurring, so that felt like huge. And
That's a
then,
big deal, recurring, right? That's it for the listeners. Like,
yeah,
like
you
one
know,
time's different, but they bring you back. That's like,
yeah, you get to, you know, be a part of the show more than once. It's great, you know. Even being a part of the show one time is awesome, you know. So I get to do it again. Shit,
yeah,
sick.
Mhm.
And there's a big difference of being on a show, not speaking, and at least doing 1 or 2 lines. That's next level, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So that's not speaking is background or extra, you know, and then one line is considered like in like, you know, however it goes would be like a co-star, you know, 1 or 2 lines, and then there's recurring guest star, series regular.
Got
you
you.
know, series
Okay.
regular is like the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then yeah, so around then, after Complications was right around the time I was looking to like focus more on acting,
Yeah.
but I was still doing both the band and acting. So I auditioned for Bloodline a bunch of times,
Okay.
where I didn't know this because like I was like new at this. I was like, damn, again, shit.
Keep going back. Yeah.
And I remember getting the audition for the character was originally called Mohawk Man,
Okay.
but my hair was short, and I told my agent like, look, I'm not gonna rock a mohawk. It's gonna look whack. Also, like seeing like real mohawks going to shows,
Yeah, dude.
I was like, that's a mohawk. You know,
Yeah.
like that's a mohawk, not
no,
this.
Bohawk, whatever.
Yeah,
they
because
call
the
it,
way
yeah.
they would do it on TV, it's like they're
hair tease it up.
Yeah, I was
they
like-
make it like
I was like, you know what? I'm not doing that.
almost like super fashionable.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I told, and I didn't think the character was supposed to be a punk, you know, so I
Yeah.
knew that it wasn't gonna be what I thought was a cool mohawk.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It wasn't like that, you know.
Yeah.
like-
GBH.
Yeah, you know. So I told my agent, like, all right, she's like, all right, just do something funky with your hair. I was like, all right, cool, I'm gonna bleach it. And she's like, so I said I'm gonna bleach it. I went immediately to this like Dominican hair salon in my neighborhood. I got it bleached. And then I checked my phone, and she's like, maybe don't do that in case the studio doesn't like it. But too late. I had already did it, and that shit hurt, so I wasn't going to, like,
Yeah.
that shit
Your hair's
burns.
Oh, yeah,
thick,
'cause
too,
it burns. Yeah,
Plus,
yeah.
this hair's mad thick, bro.
Yeah, so I was like, you know what? I'm not going to dye it back to black. So I went to the audition, bleached hair, and I did my thing, and they liked me. I booked it, which was cool.
It's awesome.
shit.
It's awesome.
You know, so at first, I didn't know it was going to recur. I thought it was just going to be a co-star, just a 1-episode thing. And then they kept bringing me back, and I was like, oh, shit. Then, you know, they're like, oh, the character's name is Rafi Quintana.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, sick. And I learned so fucking much on that show.
It's a sick cast. That was a great scene. I love that show, man.
I was,
I remember Anthony hit me too. He said, yo, my man's on the show Bloodline. You got to check it out. I started watching it.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot the girl's name too. I love the actress, man. I forgot the main girl on there. It was a crazy family. Like, they were fucking...
Yeah, Linda Carnegie?
Yes.
Yeah.
She's in so much shit, but I don't know her name. You see her in everything,
She's
man.
great.
Mm-hmm.
And I was a big Ben Mendelsohn fan at the
Okay.
time. I had seen Killing Them Softly. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
And I saw A Place Beyond the Pines.
That's a great one too.
So I was already kind of obsessed with him. I was
Okay.
like, this dude is sick
Yeah.
actor. So I
Yeah.
booked the show, and I get to work. All my scenes are pretty much all my scenes are with him.
Awesome.
And this
man.
other actor, Jamie McShane, who rules, and Kyle Chandler.
Yeah.
So
And you were boys with the one of the brothers on there, right? You like the crazy friend?
I was, Jamie. I was Ben Mendelsohn's guy.
Okay. Yeah.
you know. So I remember one day he's like, "Hey, do you?" And again, I'm like, I didn't feel like an actor at the moment yet. You know, even though I booked it, maybe it was like imposter syndrome or whatever. You know, I didn't go to an acting program or none of that. I just kind of figured this shit out, DIY stuff. You know, just
Love it.
You know, and I was like, all right, cool. I'd taken a couple workshops at the time, one with Lori Wyman. So I'll get my lessons in here and there, but I wasn't like a theater kid in school. So one day Ben Mendelsohn's like, hey, do you want to run lines with me? And I was like, yeah.
Damn.
Sick. And like we did it. And it also just made him so much cooler and relatable to me. Like, oh shit, this is sick, you know?
Yeah, were you intimidated on there?
I wasn't, to be
Okay.
honest. I wasn't
Yeah.
like I feel like
You were more excited.
I was excited.
Yeah.
I was happy
Yeah.
to be there. I was like sick. Also,
Shit,
Jamie,
they got me excited just hearing you talk about
you
it.
know,
Wow.
Jamie McShane,
Yeah.
who him and I we still talk, which is cool. I actually had lunch with him recently. He was on Sons of Anarchy,
Oh yeah.
and I was like looking at him, and like our trailers were next to each other. I was like, "Yo, bro, like, you look mad familiar." I'm trying to think. He's like, "Yeah, I don't know." And no one likes to brag, like, "Oh, I did this, I did
Yeah,
that,"
yeah.
you know. And I was like, And I was like, you're fucking Cameron Hayes from Sons of Anarchy. You're the dude who took the baby.
Yep.
And I was like, wow. You're like, yo, I love Sons. And he's like, yeah. So, he's real cool. So I was just hyped to be there. I was like, how lucky am I? I get to do this.
Yeah.
I get to go play some shows.
He's probably so stoked for you now, man, all the shit you're doing, man, since then.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's real proud. He's a cool dude.
And where was that shot at?
That was shot in the Keys.
Okay. Back to where you were.
Yeah.
Where you first came out to Florida. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
so you were still living.
I was still
Florida.
living in Miami.
In Miami.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah. So
Already,
I was a local hire.
Yeah,
you
were
so
just
great, dude.
Yeah,
I
that's
would
dope.
just drive 2 hours down to the Keys, work, drive back up. And that was like such a beautiful experience. I like stand by like the coast and just think like, damn, how lucky am I? This is so sick.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
wow. Life
And it's
rules.
all organic.
I know,
Like,
man.
It felt that way.
It's
you
not
know?
forced. It's
Nothing's
not like
forced,
no,
and
yeah.
You don't seem like you're doing anything like out of character.
Out of character.
Just to make something happy for yourself. Like you let it be you.
Yeah.
Like even just telling your agent like, I'm not doing a mohawk. It's gonna look trash. Like you're keeping it all to you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
authenticity is important to me.
We talk about that a lot, man.
You
Yeah,
know,
all the time.
So you got to stay true to you.
Yeah.
Especially
I like
if you
his-
want to deliver your best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. So now you're on that show. Do you feel like it's like I'm a fish? I'm an actor. Like, do you feel that?
Yes and no. Like,
Yeah.
yes, because I'm acting, but like, it's still
But it's a
felt.
legit like show. Yeah.
Yeah, but also then I didn't know what it was gonna be.
That's right.
I didn't know like what the show was gonna be, how it was gonna be received, whatever.
100%.
People were gonna like what I did. I was like, oh, cool. But it did give me the confidence after that to move back to New York.
Okay.
So I moved back up to New York.
Okay.
To really focus and really go for it.
Yeah. I was like, because I knew I was gonna end up in LA at some point.
Yeah.
But I was like, I was born in New York, and every time we'd be on tour and we'd pass through New York, I felt like my soul, like my heart just beating different. I was like, oh shit, like there's something going on here where like I'm from here. Like there was like I feel right here. So I was like, I'm gonna do New York first, and then I'll do LA.
And how hard is New York for like getting on stuff in auditions compared to Florida? Because Florida seems like it's less busy or less. I don't know.
It's less busier, which I feel like it's hard anywhere. It's like but what I tell some people is at the end of the day, you're just gonna book the roles that are meant for you. The shit that's meant for you. There's a saying in Spanish, lo que está para ti, nadie te lo quita. What's yours shall not pass you.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's hard either way. You are competing, I guess, if you want to use that word, competing. I don't like that word, but there's other actors in the room, when you're auditioning, and like some you've seen on shit. You're like, oh, cool, and I get hyped when I see. I was like, oh shit, I just watched this dude on something.
The hustle was harder though in New York.
It just felt harder because you're like hustling and bustling, walking to the train, whatever. But some of that stuff actually brings me peace. I kind of like. I that's where I feel
you thrive.
I thrive in that shit,
Especially when you look back on those moments.
Yeah, I think it's from being in a band, like your shit breaks down side of the road, like fuck, what do we do, and then you figure it out.
Yeah.
You always figure it out, and then you end up playing the show for however many kids or
you
whatever.
make it to the show, you have a great fucking show.
Yeah,
you get it done.
You get it done.
That's amazing, man. So do you move to New York by yourself?
I moved there with my boy Julian, who runs Stray Rats. He's like a brother of mine, also from Miami. So I was lucky to have like friend, he's like a brother to me. So So I was fortunate to have that. We lived together.
Yeah, and you start doing auditions. You have an agent at that point.
Yeah, I had an agent at the moment pretty quickly because when I was gearing up to move, I was like sending out emails. I was like, oh, I'm in New York. I wasn't even there yet. I was like, yo, I live in New York. I'm looking for a representation. So I already was ahead of the curve. Once I got there, I already had an agent. So
perfect.
She's sending me out for stuff, which is cool. I'm auditioning. I'm like, oh wow, learning, about myself, about what I'm doing. Yeah.
And then the Deuce, that's filmed in New York.
Yeah.
That shit's hard. That's a hard show.
That was a special one.
Fuck.
Yeah.
What's Jake Gyllenhaal's sister's name?
Maggie.
She was incredible in that shit.
Maggie.
Dude.
She's sick.
Dude.
So cool.
I feel like she gets enough props. His sister, man. You know what I mean? She does writing and producing too.
Yeah.
She's a gangster, man. She's cool. She's cool.
That show.
Yeah, man. I felt so fortunate. I mean, I feel fortunate to be on everything I get to do because I've gotten to work on some really cool shit.
Yeah.
But the Deuce was cool because I didn't live in the 70s, so I got to I got to travel back in time.
Sick.
Yeah.
You know, and when I read for the Deuce, I originally auditioned for, even though I did Bloodline already, it was just one. I had 2 recurrence, Complications and Bloodline.
Yeah.
I was still essentially like unknown, small fish, whatever you know that means, I guess. So I wasn't like going out for big shit. I first read for the character of on the Deuce, drug dealer number 1.
Okay.
And I knew it was a period piece. I'm covered in tattoos. My next tattoo, like I got tattoo on my fingers. Like, okay, you know, whatever. I'll read for it. I'm probably not gonna get it because
people really weren't tatted like that in the 70s.
They didn't look like, unless you were in the circus.
Yeah.
You know,
that's true.
you know, like the
the
big tattooed like freak or whatever. You know,
Yeah.
Even sailors didn't have their necks and shit. You're right.
So I was like, probably not gonna get this, but yeah, sure, whatever. I'll audition for it. Why not?
Mm-hmm.
And I read for it. I did the audition, and I was about to turn 30, and I was going to Cuba for a birthday trip with Mia.
Shout out to Mia, man. His lady Mia, man.
Yeah.
It's the homie, and she used to work with H2O. And
Okay, hell yeah.
Yeah, I met her because of that.
Yo, I wrote that down, dude.
Yeah.
At H2O, she was with H2O, and we came through, and you kind of reconnected, right? Or something.
No, I didn't know her. I knew her brother.
Damn, I wrote that down, man. I was going to put that at the end, but fuck it. Yeah,
No.
Yeah, on that tour, man. At
Wow.
Churchill's. We're going to go that later.
Okay.
That's so sick. Okay.
And so I'm at the airport. My agent, Lisa, calls me. She's like, hey, and she knows that I'm going to Cuba. And I wasn't like, I was strapped. So like me going on a vacation was crazy to me. I was like, fuck, there's a lot of money. You know, I don't got money for this shit. Like I might have put it on a credit card or something. But you know, I was turning 30. Mia convinced me, yeah, you should do something special. I was all right, cool. So I'm at the airport. Lisa, my agent, calls me. She's like, hey, they want to offer you the role of drug dealer number 1, but it works this day. And I was like, oh damn, I can't cancel this trip. Like I will lose so much money. It only works one day. I'd be making way less than what I've already spent.
Yeah.
So tell them, thank you so much for the opportunity. You know, and I respectfully pass. She's like, okay, you got it. No big deal.
Damn.
So she calls me back. I passed through security. She calls me back like an hour later. She's like, hey, they want to offer you a recurring role of Carlos, which shoots a week later. Can you do that? I'm like, hell yeah, I can.
Fuck, man. I got
Dang,
goosebumps.
I know,
I got
right?
goosebumps, bro.
I was like, yeah.
That shit's fucking dope.
On top of the world, bro. I went to Cuba. I'm
come
on
back.
vacation.
Dude,
30.
that's so
Get
hard.
back to work.
Dude.
I was like, wow. And I hadn't booked anything really when I first moved to New York. I did this indie that didn't finish getting made, and then I did Person of Interest.
Yeah.
So I just had 2 jobs. I'm like struggling, surviving, trying. You know,
How long you were there until you got the Deuce?
maybe a year and a half.
Okay.
You know, a minute. You know,
Damn, yeah.
So I'm hungry. You know, but
That's.
But again,
That's
you know,
dope.
you only book the ones that are meant for you. You know.
Yeah, and you passed and like, no, we want to be. Damn,
Yeah.
bro.
The power of no, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Even though it wasn't really a no, I was like, I couldn't.
Yeah,
Was it hard for you to say that? No. Were you
yeah.
Were you
It
tripping on it after you said no?
No, I wasn't
Okay.
because I was going on vacation.
Yeah, fuck
which
it.
I was like, damn, I never get to do this. Like, this is
Mm-hmm.
cool. It would have been cool to work on the show as drug dealer number 1, but
But you were still doing something that was nice and fulfilling.
I was you know treating myself. You know, I
Yeah.
was gonna bask in pleasure and like see a side of the world and understand my father and understand
Yeah.
myself. You know, so
Yeah.
I wasn't tripping on it. You
Was
know,
it a great trip?
yeah, it was really cool. Really
awesome,
cool.
man.
Really cool. Beautiful.
We had a couple
place.
friends that went to Cuba. Anthony went there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Derek went there. Sepultura played there.
Yeah.
He told me about it. Yeah.
Oh, sick. Yeah.
That's cool to go back there and then you're coming back and you have a job set up.
Yeah, and it was cool, man. I got to work with David Simon, George Pelicanos, Nina, so they created The Wire.
I
Oh,
know.
that's right. I'm not familiar with the names. Oh, yeah, I know the names. Yeah.
So
Wire's amazing.
Oh.
so the Deuce was cool. Like they would cover up my neck, like they would cover up up to my forearms in case like I talk with my hands or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'd get my hair like slicked back, and my tattoos covered up, and I get my tattoos covered up. The dude sitting next to me in the chair was Method Man.
That's right. He's on that. That's right.
He's getting his tattoos covered up.
Because he's got Wu-Tang on his hand. He got some
Yeah.
shit. Yeah.
He's got sleeves,
Yeah.
And I don't know if he has anything. I don't think he has anything on his neck, but he has sleeves, so he was getting his
Were you
tattoos.
tripping with Method Man? Did you love Wu-Tang?
Yeah, bro.
Dude, that had to be.
That, I'll tell you right now, it's probably the best acting I've ever done in my life, was try to play it cool with sitting next to Mr. Man.
Damn.
And he was cool as hell.
That cool?
Yeah. I remember one time he walked by, he was like, "What's up, Gino?" And I was like, "Damn, he knows my name."
Damn, bro.
Yeah, so.
That dude's jacked right now, by the way.
Yeah.
I watch his workout videos.
Yeah, he's got muscles.
He's tall as fuck, too.
He is tall.
Yeah. So that was cool.
Damn, you're in New York, where you're born, you're with fucking Method Man, filming the Deuce. It's like, wow.
Yeah, it was cool, and I felt real fortunate to be a part of that cast, also because I'm covered in tattoos, and that takes time.
Yes.
So they were willing to spend their time with me and give me an opportunity to do something where they could have easily cast a guy without the tattoos.
Yeah.
So I felt very fortunate to be a part of that world.
Yeah, man. I think about Johnny Depp, who's like hands are all tatted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
all the
he's a movie star though,
I know, but still, it's a lot to cover though.
Yeah. Yeah. So with
Nicolas
him,
Cage, his whole back is tatted. Just like
So I felt lucky that oh wow, little old
Don't
me.
actually, yeah.
Damn, on me.
That was because of your talent though. It wasn't just because you look. You know what I'm saying?
And
obviously, they really wanted you.
Yeah. So
that's a great feeling.
I love the Deuce, special one for me.
Damn.
Got to do it for 2 years.
2 years.
That's so dope.
And that's filmed all over New York?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like those settings were so sick, man.
Yeah, beautiful. We would shoot a
Glorious
lot of
vibe.
A lot of the Midtown stuff, like the 42nd Street stuff. The Deuce was
40 Deuce.
Yeah, was shot up, I think, in if I remember correctly, Jackson Heights.
Jackson Heights, yeah.
They would shut the whole street down and then put all these facades up so it looked like Times Square. Because you can't shoot that in Times Square.
No.
It's not happening.
No.
So
maybe during the pandemic, yes, but not now.
Yeah.
But that wasn't during the pandemic.
No. This was
but I used to go to the Deuce in the 80s with friends, like Isaac and these dudes in 89. It was crazy out there. Like 42nd Street was totally different back then. Yeah, bro.
Oh, it was like rough.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I bet,
you get robbed, everything, man. Yeah.
Damn.
Now it's like Disneyland, but the era he's talking about, 70s,
it's so
80s.
Crazy, all these areas. And
you went there once.
I only went to New York once. And where were we at?
I took you to Lower East Side,
Lower East
but it was
Side.
different down
sick.
there.
Yeah. So, but that was all I got to experience. But
you're from here?
I'm from Arizona.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So, but when I hear all the New York stuff, like all these stories, I'm like, yeah, let's freaking go, man. And then we went to, where were we in Jersey?
We were in Asbury Park, but it's totally different. It's so nice there, man.
Yeah,
it was all nice, and I was like, what is this? Like, what? I was like, I want to see the
New York's cool. That's also funny. Also, when I was younger, I heard this band which I love, Sworn Enemy.
Yeah,
the Renzo, that's my dude.
Yeah, Queens, New York.
Yeah,
you were just talking to him yesterday.
I know.
I've toured with Sworn Enemy, so that to me was great. But I remember when I was a kid watching. I can't remember if it was like either Headbangers Ball or Much Music or. It was a lady who would host the show and they would play like music videos.
Okay.
And I heard Queens, New York, motherfucker. I was living in Miami, and I was like, "Oh shit, he's talking to me."
Yeah.
Wow. So like Sworn Enemy was like a big thing that I was listening to. Like
Lorenzo would be so stoked to hear that.
That as real as it gets. I try to tell them all the time.
Okay,
I was like, yo, I love Sworn Enemy. I'll send them pictures whenever I listen to it, like in the car or whatever. But yeah, we went out with Sworn Enemy, like I think in 2009 or something. Yeah.
Sworn Enemy was no joke, man.
Yeah. Cool band.
That's so cool. So New York, the Deuce. Now you're living it. Like you're acting. This is it, man. Seems like it's.
Yeah. That was the Deuce was great. So after I wrapped season 1 of the Deuce, I moved out here.
Okay.
I moved to LA.
And why LA at that point? Just even more to dive into it more acting?
Dive into it more. Mia's here. It was like, it just, it felt like the timing of it was like, oh, this is the time.
Okay, so Mia was out here and you were out there.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna take all the credit for this. So you moved here for Mia. You met Mia at H2O show at Churchill's. I'm not sure what year would that have been. What year would that be?
That might have been 2013.
Okay.
I went to see the show Code Orange.
Yeah.
Backtrack.
Yep.
Terror and H2O.
Yeah, that was a sick package.
Really cool tour.
Yeah.
We had toured with Terror before, so I went to see Nick.
Yep.
And some of the Terror guys and check out the show. Mia was doing merch for H2O. I know Keith, her brother.
Yeah.
I didn't know Mia existed. I didn't know he had a sister. because she had already moved away from like South Florida, you know, when I was around, you know. And I go and I see her. She's very cute. I had like, at the time, I had like top and bottom golds.
Okay,
like,
yeah.
You know, white top and bottom. And I was like, I don't want to buy a shirt. But you guys had magnets.
Oh shit, that's right. It's for magnets.
I was like, oh, can I get a magnet? And then her brother comes over. He's like, yo, what's up, man? I was like, yo, what's good? He's like, have you met my sister? And I was like, oh shit, no. And he's like, oh, this is my sister Mia. And then we stayed in touch after that.
Wow, man, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah. And we still got the magnet up on the fridge.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Let me get that magnet. Stop playing.
Gotcha. That's cool, man. That's a great story. So you move out there. She's out there. You guys are already hanging. Then
and
did you feel like you got enough out of New York for what you were doing at that time? And you wanted also her inspired you, but
I didn't. No, I never feel like I get enough in New York.
Okay.
To be honest, I love it there.
Because Cali seems like a whole different. This seems like the whole insanity of acting. Like it seems like it's fucking crazy out here. It's a million actors and.
Yeah. You're right.
But you're established. You're getting established at that point.
You know, I'm building my career. You know,
yeah.
I don't know if I even felt like an actor yet, to be honest, which is crazy. You know, I'm like recurring on a couple of shows.
I love the humbleness, though. I love that. Yeah.
I don't know what it is. You know, I don't know what that meant. You know, like, you know.
Do you think it was just based off simply just doing what you were loving to do?
Maybe it was that. You know, where I was like,
I think a lot of times,
this is what I do. You know, but I'm not like an actor, but I was. Or am.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I am.
You're getting paid.
Because obviously like you said what you feel, but like we look at you and we're like, yeah, he's an actor. You know, so it is interesting to hear you say that, but I think it's probably just, you know, as I'm trying to guess, can't really define or speak for you, but I was just curious if that was.
What's funny, a friend of mine was playing Thick as Blood in a car to another friend. And they're like, yo, this is Gino's band. And the dude who he wouldn't really go to he didn't go to shows really, but he was like discovering like all these like cool Florida bands, listening to kids like us, and all. He's like, yo, check this out. He's like, oh, who is this? Like, oh, it's Gino's band. And he goes, Gino the actor? And I was like, whoa, crazy, bro.
Yeah.
To be like acknowledged as Gino the actor just sounded bizarre to me. Like, whoa, I was in a band, you know, like whatever. But so I moved out here. That was like tough, you know, at the time. It was like a big transition. I had a manager before I moved here. I moved here. I had auditioned for the show you might have heard called Stranger Things.
Yeah. You auditioned for that shit?
So I was pinned for it for season 2, I think.
Oh my God.
Which a pin means that.
Yeah, I was going to say what.
So like back in the day, like in old Hollywood days, I think it literally means they take your headshot, the photo of your face, you know, and they pin it up on a wall. It's like, boom, we're interested in this one.
Gotcha.
You know? So they'll do like a couple pins, like first pin, second pin, third pin. So I was pinned for the role of one of the punks in season 2. And so I moved out here. I'm feeling good. I got a manager. My first day here, I had a series regular audition for the show. In that same week I got here, I got released from the pin. You know, so emotional damage.
Yeah.
So that shit, you feel that like it's like.
Well, depending on the role, some I'm like, if I book this, cool. But a show like Stranger Things, was I was already a fan of. I was like, this would be sick.
That's how it's like a life changer almost.
Yeah. So I was like, oh shit, that didn't happen. And then like that same week, my manager dropped me. You know.
Damn.
And I was like, oh fuck, man, this is gonna be rough. I'm gonna go back to New York. Fuck this, you know. But I was like, nah, I'm tripping. So. It was a bit of a hard transition to find my footing here, you know?
Yeah.
And
was it hard to find, easy to find a new agent, stuff like that?
I don't know if it's easy as a word, but I did it, you know? I was like, just like grinding away, you know? I like just, you know, reaching out to whoever, you know, would have been interested or anything that felt, you know, possible. And I was able to get one fairly quick, you know?
Damn.
Yeah.
And then the last OG.
The last OG came.
And that's in LA filmed?
No, so I moved here.
I was going to say that's filmed in New York.
I know.
6 months later, New York's like, yo, I'm not done with you. So I booked the last OG, but I had no interest. Like that's the only comedy credit I have. Yeah. I like comedy's like something I respect so much. I used to watch like Comic View growing up.
You know,
so I was like, Yeah, this is tough. You know, I'm not a funny guy like that. You know,
Yeah.
I could be funny with friends, but like, there's a science to that shit.
Yeah.
And I got the audition, and I was like, I don't know if I'm right for this shit. You know, fucking comedy. Like, I like gritty shit. I like fucked up, dark. You know,
Yeah.
you know. And I went on tape, and then the next day I get the call. My agent calls me. He's like, "Hey, Gino." It wasn't that early. It was like maybe like 10 a.m., but I was still sleeping.
Yeah.
And I woke up and I'm all like, "Yo, what's up, man?" He's like, "Are you sleeping?" I was like, "Nah, bro. I was at the gym, man." I'm just which was a lie. I wasn't at the gym. I was like, "No, I'm stretching, man. I was at the gym. What's up, bro?" And he's like, "They want to offer you the role, Gustavo." I was like, "Oh shit, sick. All right, cool."
Yeah.
And it shoots in New York. I was like, "All right, bet." So I got to go back to New York for a summer. We shot that there in the summer of, I think, 2017 is when we shot it. And that shit was awesome, getting to work with Tracy. And
Damn.
Guess who we get to work with again on there?
Who?
METHOD.
Man.
Oh,
yeah. Mr. Man was on the show.
Yeah.
That was cool, right? See him again? That's cool. Man.
I didn't see him because he was in season 2.
Okay.
But when he was announced for it, I was like, damn. Cool.
Yeah.
My character was only in season 1.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was supposed to come back for season 2, but there was
You did like 9 episodes or something?
10.
Great,
10.
man.
I did 10 to 10, you know, which is cool. I got to work with Cedric the Entertainer, who was like one of my favorite comedians growing up.
Dope.
You know, Kings of Comedy shit. You know, so
Yeah.
I was like, damn, cool. And watching him work is so sick. Like,
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
he just
man.
does something new every time. And again, I've only worked on like dramatic shit, real serious, like dark shit, you know? And so at times it was hard for me to not laugh. You know, like, damn, this motherfucker's funny, bro.
Yeah.
And so that was a really good time. I was one of the guys in the halfway house, you know, and we all became friends. Joel, Derek, Daniel Watts, you know, so it was real cool and get to be back in New York, you know, like summertime and like doing the New York summer shit, you know, everybody's outside.
Yeah. When that happens like that, they put you up somewhere?
No,
You gotta find shit yourself?
depends on where you're at in your career.
Okay.
So even then it was like, oh, he has to work as a local, you know, which means that you put yourself up and you fly yourself there or you just live there.
Okay.
But I was like, yeah, sure. I'm not doing anything. Why would I say no to that?
Yeah.
Dude,
Right?
That's great.
Yeah.
And I had some friends. Shout out to Chris and Vicky. They let me crash. They had a room, so I just paid them a little rent, and then that was that. You know, so it was,
Easy does it.
yeah. So I was very fortunate to have them to help me out with that. So that was cool.
Yeah. Is that shot all around New York?
That was mostly shot. At least the halfway house stuff was shot in Greenpoint.
Greenpoint. Brooklyn.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that
Is
was,
Tracy Morgan a writer and producer on that too? Tracy Morgan?
I'm
Is
not
he? Okay.
I think he's a
sure.
producer. I don't know if he's a writer. You know,
He
but
seems so fucking funny, man.
that dude's fun as fuck to be around. Like
Okay.
he would
Yeah.
show up to work. This is insane. I've never seen anybody else do this, man. He would show up to work with like a speaker, like a JBL, blasting music, whatever his vibe was that day, you know, Michael Jackson or whatever, and he'll like walk up and like blasting. You hear him coming from like a block away, him and like his people, and he'll get to say, he'll give everybody dap, yo, what's up, or like a wrestler, you know, he's got his intro music, you know, and I was like,
Oh,
damn, I'm hyped, you know,
Yeah,
shit,
yeah.
let's do this, you know, so,
that's fucking amazing, man.
and I think only he could do that,
yeah.
you know, so it was real cool to work with him.
Damn. You like Cedric the Entertainer too, probably. Right?
Yeah,
It's probably
of
your
course,
yeah.
Of course. When I always tell people the first before I started doing stand up, the only thing I knew of stand up was Eddie Murphy Raw and Kings of Comedy and Kill
Kings
Him
of
Softly.
Kill him softly.
That's all I
Yeah.
really knew.
Damn.
Yeah, that was amazing. And that came at a right time too, because before the last OG, I had actually already auditioned for Mayans.
Okay.
I had read for a different role, and I didn't get it, and I was like devastated. I was like, damn, you know,
Okay.
I really thought this was gonna happen, but it's okay, you know. You book the ones that are meant for you, obviously,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So I was like, and then OG came and like saved my life, you know, gave me, you know, like a way to kind of like distract myself and learn something new, make new friends or whatever. So it worked out.
Yeah. The timing. All your
Yeah.
everything. All your timing so far.
You know
is
what's cool?
fucking
You know what's
incredible,
cool
man.
about you is that you
Just
know
going
how to
with the
take
flow.
like when you don't get a gig, like you know how to
Take
take
an
a
L.
rejection,
Yeah.
take an L really
Yeah.
well. You kind of just like, well,
It
if I
is-
didn't get it, I didn't get it.
It is what
Whereas
it
like
is.
out here, you know, you see it like I see it so much. If someone doesn't get that gig that they wanted or anything,
kills them.
It like
It's hard.
eats people's like souls. But
It
like you're just
does.
like, the right gig will come for me.
Yeah.
That's a dope
It's
mentality.
a great way to.
And not an easy mentality to have. Like that doesn't just not everybody has that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have much of a choice. I mean, you do have a choice. It's either, you know, you dwell on it and like you're like in your head about it, or you're like, you know, you feel your feelings because it's okay to feel them. And
Yeah.
then after that,
Naturally, yeah.
just like, all right, whatever, the right gig will come.
Yeah.
There's another one coming. Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. And so you started directing too. Did Amigos?
Yeah, I did that with Randy, who played guitar in Thick as Blood.
Okay.
And that was cool. He wrote it. And that was truly such a cool thing because my dream in this is to eventually get to a place where I could collaborate with a bunch of people I love and respect, you know, who do what they do and like just kind of make it all happen together.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So Mia did like set dressing, props.
Oh, that's cool.
Our friend JD, you know, shot it. My friend Mickey scored. Like we had so many friends on that.
That's beautiful,
Josh
yeah.
James was in it. you
Oh
know?
shit.
Yeah.
So like directing, writing, producing is something you would like to do too.
Not
More-
writing,
more.
not writing, not directing. But I producing, yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a big difference there.
Which I learned through that, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay, I like this part, you know. Like I kind of like, you know, linking, you know, pieces together. Like,
Yeah.
oh, cool. Like you guys should meet, work together, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a learning experience, and it was cool. You know, we got to do some festivals with it, you know.
Oh,
So
it's awesome, man.
yeah.
So then you're back to LA after the OG.
Yeah, I'm back to LA after the OG. Here
You
for
auditioned for Mayans already.
audition for Mayans.
Yeah.
That's an interesting story too. I had just got here from LA. This is right before OG. I got here from LA around October. There was this house in the neighborhood that had this giant skull on their fence.
Yeah.
I was telling me, I was like, yo, we gotta go look at this house. It's got this skull on it. It's fucking weird, but I want you to see it. And we're walking, and we're like, I think this is the wrong way. I didn't know my way around yet, you know? And I see Elgin James,
Wow.
and mine's had already been announced. And I was like, oh, shit, maybe I should say something. And he's eating at this, like, cafe right by the crib. And I was like, oh, you know what? I'll do it if he comes back. If we come back after the skull, if he's still there, I'll say what's up, you know? Because at
Yeah.
the time, we followed each other on IG.
Okay.
Mhm.
So it wouldn't have been super weird, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, wait, we're going the wrong way. And then it was the other way, and Elgin was still there. And I told myself if I saw him, I'd say, what's up, you know?
Yeah.
So I was like, I walk over. I was like, hey, Elgin, I'm Gino. We follow each other on Instagram. He's like, oh, yeah, I know. I was like, yo, what's up? I just want to say congrats on Mines. That's real cool. And he's like, yeah, man, when are we going to work together? And I was like, oh, shit, yo, I don't want to say anything, but, you know, I'm sure it'll happen. He's like, I loved you in Bloodline.
Sick.
I was like,
Damn.
oh, thank you. And truly, that
Yeah.
Bloodline has been the one that has given me
Okay.
so many blessings after that. Even like when I rapped the Deuce, James Franco comes over and he's like, you know, thank you for doing what you did on the show. We appreciate you. I saw you on Bloodline, and you were my choice for the character.
Wow, dude.
And I was like, damn, cool, thanks. You know, so
Wow.
That's fucking awesome.
so like Bloodline has really like done a lot for me, you know, and it feels like it continues to bless me in many ways.
Damn.
That's fucking dope.
It's
Yeah.
literally your bloodline to everything. It's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? That's fucking
yeah.
wow. So,
So-
Elgin was cool, and then,
Elgin was real cool, you know, and then I read for the pilot, and it didn't happen, but then I did the last OG, finished that, came back to LA, and shortly after, again not being done from New York, I'm shooting season 2 of the Deuce, so I'm back in New York,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, cool, I love it here, you know, so
Yeah.
it felt like I was getting to do the bicoastal thing, which is like the dream,
Yeah,
right?
it's totally the dream.
So, in New York, doing season 2 of the Deuce, it's like snowing a lot, and there was a lot of exterior shoots. So like, shoot dates got pushed.
Yeah.
Then I get this audition for this really cool show called Too Old to Die Young,
Okay.
who's directed by Nick Refn, who did Drive.
I know Drive. Yeah.
So the director of Drive did a series for Amazon, which is just crazy show.
Okay.
But I read for that while I was in New York, and I shot maybe already an episode of season 2 of Deuce. I did the audition for Too Old to Die Young. I book it, so I'm back in LA now.
Okay.
That same week, I also auditioned for Mayans. I read for a different role on Mayans, and then they offered me Nestor. Kurt Sutter had said that he saw something evil in my eyes that would work better in my audition for the role of Nestor than for the role I read for.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, sick. So now I'm in LA doing Too Old to Die Young and Mayans at the same time.
Amazing, man.
But also flying back to New York.
Doing season 2 of Deuce.
Season 2 of Deuce.
Holy shit.
So I'm doing 3 shows at once.
That's insane.
And that's when I'm like, oh, I'm an actor.
Whoa. You are, man. Yeah.
You know? But that's when it felt like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
Yeah. And I was like, over the moon, yo. I was like flying to New York, doing the Deuce, like flying, like getting picked up from Too Old to Die Young, like from work.
Yep.
I get picked up. I fly to New York overnight, get dropped off at set, do my thing. You know, I'd always ask if I could stay there for a few days extra, and then I'd fly back. You know, if it was like a weekend or whatever. And producers of the Deuce and Minds and Too Old to Die Young made it all work schedule wise.
It's incredible, man.
Yeah. So
what year was that?
That was 2018.
Dude, okay.
That was 2018.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was like living it, man. It was crazy.
Yeah.
It was so cool. I felt so lucky, so fortunate, so blessed, you know, to be able to do that, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was doing Too Old to Die Young, which is cool because I love Nick Refn as a director. He did Drive. He did Bronson.
Ooh, Bronson. I fuck with Bronson. That shit's hard. You ever seen Bronson?
No, I don't think I've seen that
That
one.
shit's hard.
Yeah, it's Tom Hardy about.
Ooh,
yeah,
I love Tom Hardy, man.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, and then I got to do Minds as well as Nestor Oseteva.
We're going to get into that right now. Before we get into it, 2 random things that Anthony told me.
Oh, boy.
One, I looked it up. You sang on a Denzel Curry record, like on the Black Metal Terrorist song.
Yeah.
That's your homie. And then,
I'm friends with Zell.
And you were a runner.
Shout out
and
to
then
Zell.
Anthony got you to be a runner for Snoop. And you showed up and you had a Snoop action figure in your pocket, like a random Snoop doll with you.
It was like something like this,
Raekwon,
like the Raekwon figure.
That's hilarious.
Yes, shout out to Anthony, man. You know,
you worked for Snoop for a minute, dude.
Yeah, he was still.
Wait, you did?
He meant Anthony.
No,
Oh, Anthony. Yeah.
Right.
And Anthony would do these gigs in Miami. He needed extra hands, and I'm always like, yeah, I'm not on tour, so why not? You know?
Yeah.
And so I knew I was working for Snoop that day, and it was just like a driver or runner, and I had like this Snoop Dogg doll.
I had that before. I used to have that with the jeans and the off. Yeah.
And he said shotgun. You know, I thought I thought I was being cute, but
when did you pick up Snoop with that doll in the car?
Nah, Snoop wasn't in my van, but Corrupt was.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
Corrupt Young Gotti.
Yeah,
he's
Corrupt.
legit, dude. Yeah.
yeah. So that was fun. Yeah, shout out to Anthony and more.
But Denzel Curry, he's from Florida or something?
He's from Miami, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize he was from.
Yeah, he's my dog. Yeah.
Yeah, Anthony told me a lot about him when he was coming out. You gotta check out this dude.
Yeah.
He's cool.
He
That's
does a
cool.
dope Rage Against the Machine cover.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Bulls on Parade. Yeah.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, Bulls on Parade.
Yeah,
Amazing
it's
cover.
really good.
Really fucking good.
Damn.
It's
cool.
really fucking
Okay, I gotta
dope.
check it out.
You gotta check that one out.
So now we're at Nestor right now in the Mayans, bro. Fuck, man. So I love Sons of Anarchy. We both watch Sons of Anarchy. Yeah, I just deep dived it the last couple of weeks after talking to you, running into you and all that, and like wanted to have you on. I was going to watch this shit, and it's amazing, man. It made me so happy, like, because I haven't watched Sons in such a long time, but just all the connections there.
And what's dope about the Mayans is like I think people love Sons so much, and then that you kind of want that feel again.
And you get it,
and then you're getting it with the Mayans.
100%, dude,
for sure.
Yeah, it's I'm real happy to be on that. It's like such a cool show, cool cast, cool crew. Everybody's so nice, you know. It does feel like we have something special.
Yeah, it is special.
Yeah.
And I do have that same, like I did watching Sons of Anarchy, the same energy, everything about it. You know what I mean? Like
also, like to what you just said, like everyone's nice, and you could tell like you guys all have an awesome dynamic by what you deliver. You know, when the episodes come out, like you could tell, it's like, oh, these guys like really, you know, vibe together.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
You could tell that in shows. You could tell and shows like the way people vibe, and it seems like y'all have like just the best vibe together.
It's fun to go to work.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
exactly.
Yeah.
And you can fall in love with every character. It's not like just this 1 or 2, 3 people that the show focuses on. Everybody has their own story, and like, it's awesome, man. Like
Yeah.
And like your characters, fuck, man, your glasses are so hard.
Yeah, the yellow shades.
Was that your choice or no?
Yeah, they're shooting glasses, you know. So and Nestor is a sicario hitman for the cartel.
Yeah.
You know, for anybody that hasn't seen it yet. So
no spoilers. Sorry.
I made a choice to wear yellow glasses as the character. And there's something that happens to the character. If I can't spoil anything. I don't know. The show is out. Just saying, yo.
Come on, watch it.
Yeah, just watch it.
But
so that was your choice, and they were cool with it and stuff.
Yeah. And then something happens to the character where he doesn't wear them anymore.
That's right.
That was an intentional choice. You know, it's like, oh, okay. I'm like, no yellow shades.
Yeah.
So they'll be back. But one of the coolest compliments I got was Chad Guerrero is one of the stunt coordinators and stunt guys on the show.
Yeah.
And whenever a stunt guy tells you some cool shit, you're like, oh yeah, this motherfucker risks his life, so he's not bullshitting you.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Like he lives in danger all the time, but he's like, yo, I love when you wear the yellow shades and like you kind of just push them up with your finger. He's like, that little choice that you make, which I was like, oh, cool. He's like, I really love when you do that. And I was like, damn, wow. Thanks, Chad.
Yeah.
You know?
I do remember you doing that. Yeah.
It's cool to hear from anybody, but when like a stunt guy gives you props on some shit, you're like, damn, cool. Stunt guys are like the coolest dudes on any set. You know, like, damn, these motherfuckers are bad as fuck.
It's a great, the whole thing, the way it entwines with Sons of Anarchy too. Like it just.
Yeah.
The writing's incredible. Obviously started, but also our friend Elgin James came in the mix and kind of took over. Was the last 2 seasons or just?
Yeah, 3 and 4. You know, he's been a co-creator from the jump, but 3 and 4 are Elgin's.
Yeah, and just hearing like his influence with like the characters and the shirts that some of the punks wear and the music, the Misfit song, and just everything in there is just. It's. I'm so happy for him. It's awesome, man.
Yeah.
And there's so many, like I have a list like so many homies in there. El Jefe, NoFX, CM Punk, BJ Beck, Loki, Mexi Mike, Katie Ellis. Just seeing all the different people in there, man. It's just see your friends pop up in there, you know.
Yeah, it's cool and it's authentic, you know.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah. The authenticity of it.
Yeah. Everybody fits in there perfectly.
Yeah,
it's rad. It's really cool.
I mean, fuck.
That's how I feel like watching it. You're like, of course that's something that could happen. This was you know, like that's how you feel. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I have like. I mean, James Edward Olmos. I mean, American Me is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Shout out to
him. He's so cool.
Incredible in there, dude.
Yeah, he is. He's so cool to be around.
Is he?
Yeah, just like
such an OG. Huh?
Just an OG and just like so wise. Even if you just sit there and he's not saying anything, you feel like you're getting wiser.
Okay. Yeah. He seems like, fuck, man. American Me is such a great movie, man.
Yeah.
So work with him, that's like amazing, and just the diversity.
Yeah, that's got to be crazy.
It's cool too because obviously I love him, and I forget that he knows my name and who I am. So sometimes I'll like reach like I'm Gino. He's like, I know.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Just because like to me seeing Eddie like on screen like as a kid, Jit is like some Miami shit that we say. Jit is like little kid. As a kid. Just seeing him on screen, I was like, damn, this dude rocks, you know. So like getting to work with him, so I'm always like, I'm Gino. He's like, I know who you are.
Yeah, you see me every day. I love the girl that plays Minnie, the girl with the burnt face too. She's so hard, bro.
Yeah, that's a really cool character.
I know.
Yeah.
All the characters are like dope.
I know. And then Potter from Sons of Anarchy, he's such just the way he talks and his characters. It's so fucking annoying, but he's so like scary.
It's awesome to see him on Mayans because I really liked him on Sons.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because he was such like a dope character on Sons.
Ray McKinnon, man.
Yeah.
He's sick. He's so
dope.
Yeah, no, he's a character.
And that character is fucking just.
Yeah.
You feel his character and it just makes the hair raise up on your fucking arms. Like that's how his character feels.
This motherfucker's back. Damn.
Yeah.
I know,
but you love it. You're like,
and the way he talks and his face, like. He's just so awkward and fucking annoying, but he's like...
Yeah, he's a great actor. Ray McKinnon. Not at all like that in real life.
I'm sure. I'm sure. I love how like Happy came in from Sons of Anarchy,
Yeah.
the Reyes brothers, and all that intertwined, all that shit. Like, oh,
Yeah.
fuck, man. This
Oh, even my Chucky.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
With the hands.
Chuck
Yeah,
with the hands,
dude.
Oh shit.
He was one of my favorite characters
Yeah.
on Sons of
Dude,
Anarchy.
it's so cool.
Michael.
He's still doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's fucking so awkward, man.
But
Everybody loves him, though.
Alvarez, you know,
He's the shit. Emilio Rivera.
Emilio,
Man,
fucking,
he feels like an uncle, you know.
dude. I was like, yeah, what's his vibe? Because I mean, obviously
hard
I
as
see him at
fuck.
a distance.
He's
But
so
I
cool.
was like, I just want to be around that dude.
Yo, no ego, always cracking jokes.
Uh-huh.
You know, like he makes work so fun. You know, like
Yeah.
if you look at the call sheet and you see that Emilio's gonna be on there the same day, you're like, yes, I'm in for a treat. Like it's
Cool, man.
fun. It's so much fun to be around him.
Gosh, that's a
Cool
dope
guy.
feel.
Yeah. He's great.
OG, man.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
I love him a lot.
Who's the? It's a guy that plays Gino. Or is that? He plays No, not Gino. It's a G though. He was the president, but he's not the president no more. He's a real piece of shit character on there, man. With the beard, he came from Sons. He's with the. He was so mean to that girl at dinner when they had her over for dinner.
Yeah.
Oh, Bishop.
Bishop, my bad. I was saying Gino.
yeah.
Oh, I hate his character so much.
Michael Irby.
Dude.
Yeah.
He's great.
He's incredible,
He's one of
dude.
my favorite actors on the show.
Okay.
There's many, obviously. I'm not
Yeah.
trying to single anybody out, but
Yo.
I love what Michael Irby does. And I don't know if you watched Barry.
I haven't seen Barry. I heard great things about
yeah,
him.
He's on Barry
Okay.
as well, and it's so cool. I'm a fan.
Okay,
yeah.
He's great.
He's
great.
incredible, man.
Yeah,
On there, like
one of my first scenes on Mayans was a dog fight or a fight at a dog kennel, and it was with
Yes.
Michael Irby.
Yep.
Yeah,
That fight scene. Yep.
yeah, and
It was the cartel against the
yeah,
Lions. Yep.
yeah, and that's where I got to know Irby, you know, and he's such a cool dude.
dude. I love the scene with you and Miguel, like when he's confronting you about his mom
Oh yeah,
and like the motorcycle tracks and all that. It's just like fuck, it's so intense.
yeah.
You know what to tell him like I don't want to say anything and just dude. I just hope this is season 5 and I'm throwing it out there in the world. There's gotta be
Put
a
that
fucking
energy out there.
because the way it ended, no spoilers, but it's like dude, we need more. Like you need more. You want more. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like
Yeah.
and the show does well. It seems like it does well up. So many people love it and.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so now you're in that. Does that bring you to a different level as far as in the eyes of the acting world, or
Yeah, I guess. You know, it's hard to
now
like.
you know you're an actor?
Yeah. Maybe.
But I mean, that show's like it's like you on everything on there. Yeah.
Yeah. It's mine's has changed a lot for me,
Okay.
even if it's not necessarily career wise. It's how I operate as an actor,
Mm.
as a person. You know, like I've learned so many lessons. You know, just from being on that show. So it's been one of my biggest gifts. You know, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
So even if it doesn't necessarily change anything in the industry for me, it changes a lot about how I operate in the industry.
In the
That's
industry,
dope.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then shows like those, are they syndicated? They keep going. Like you always can watch it. Like like how that does that change as far as like when we put a record out, we get royalties.
Yeah.
That works for you as when shows are like that.
Yeah.
Okay,
You get that. And it's also on Hulu now, you know, so
Yeah.
you can stream it that way.
Mm-hmm.
What was it on before that? Was it?
So it airs on FX,
Yeah.
Okay.
and then the next day they put it on Hulu.
And that's a game changer being on Hulu too. That's like
Yeah, it's cool being on any streaming site. You know, you get to catch up on shows, catch cool shit that you didn't watch before. You know,
Yep.
Yeah.
if you hadn't seen The Wire, you can see it now.
Yeah.
You know, you didn't see Sopranos, you can watch it now.
Yeah.
You know,
Have you watched all the episodes of Mayans?
Yeah. Because I'm a fan, you know, like I
Yeah.
love Sons of Anarchy. So even when I'm reading the script, I'm like, whoa, sick. This is going to be insane.
Yeah.
You know, and then I'm like, I want to see how they do that. So I see it on screen. I was like, wow, this is really cool. Way cooler than I imagined or just like shocked, you know, or surprised. Because there's a lot of surprises in Mayans, you know,
Yes,
throughout
dude,
the
yeah.
script. You're like, oh, wow. So,
Yeah. And so you trip out watching yourself? You critique yourself?
oh, myself, it's like this. Yeah. I'm like, a lot of times I'm like, okay, I wasn't that bad. You know?
So you're pretty harsh on yourself.
You're pretty harsh.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, I wasn't that bad. That wasn't that bad. But I watch it more so because I enjoy the show.
Yeah.
You know, and then when I come on, I'm like, it feels like I'm in work mode at the moment. You know, it's like,
Okay.
oh, okay. And then once my scene's over or whatever, my scenes are over, I could like, oh, okay, cool, I'm watching Mayans. You know,
yeah,
so,
yeah. Do you have like a bucket list of anybody you'd love to work with? Like a certain actor you love, or
I love Tom Hardy. I think he's
Yes.
sick. Oscar Isaac.
I probably know his face. Yeah.
Oscar Isaac. He's recently Moon Knight.
Moon Knight. Yeah.
He was also in Drive.
Okay.
Miami guy. He used to be in a ska band back in the day,
Really?
fighting underdogs. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, pretty
He
cool.
was in Drive.
Yeah.
Oh, was he the homegirls?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, I just heard about a guy who's in a ska band. Dude, we gotta look him up. I gotta look at his face after this. Somebody's been talking about this dude. Yeah, he comes from that world.
Yeah.
It
That's
might be him. Yeah.
Holy shit.
What else was he in? He's done a bunch of shit, man. Most Violent Year was a cool movie he did.
Now I know his face.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks like an Italian kind of mafia kind of dude. I know exactly what his face is. In so
Ex Machina.
yes, I know his face. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, he's sick. I would love to work with like Ethan Hawke. Man, so many, man.
I just saw Black Phone. It's pretty intense.
Oh yeah,
Pretty sick.
I gotta check that out. Yeah,
Ethan Hawke's sick, man.
yeah.
So yeah, just whatever you like to work with. It. Yeah.
You know, I'm a fan of so many. You know, it's tough to say one.
What about like a type of character you never played you would want to challenge? Not comedy. We know that.
I'd like to do more of it actually.
Okay.
After learning, you know, on
Okay,
the
yeah.
OG, you know, that opened me up to it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to play characters where it's not necessarily the character isn't identified by his nationality or his ethnicity, you know, because that's a big thing in the industry, you know, where I'm just a guy, you know, who's named John, you know, and you don't have to know where he's from or his, you know, because it's
something a bit more universal.
Yeah, you
I
know,
like that.
you know, or like play a character that maybe has like an Australian accent or whatever. Because I've been to Australia, I've seen dudes that look like me.
Yeah.
You know,
True.
and they do it. They play American guys.
Good point.
This is
You
true.
know, Christian Bale, they're really good at it. You know, so
Ooh.
Ben
Yeah,
Mendelsohn.
yeah.
So just like stuff like that, I think would be cool. You know, I think the industry hasn't caught up to that kind of shit just yet, but
Yeah.
soon.
Yeah. Do people?
Yeah, because you know, thinking about what you're just saying, it's cool when I think it's cool when you see the British actors
totally.
come over and they're able to like
Yeah.
portray Americans. I think it's dope. I think it's
We're talking about the girl on the show, the wife, Emily, who's from Ireland.
Sarah Bolger.
Sarah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
she's
didn't
a
even know
gangster.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's great.
That the dude on Snowfall.
Yeah,
I
He's
love
British.
Snowfall.
Yeah,
too. That's a
yeah,
great
yeah.
show too, man.
yeah.
He is
FX.
British. You're right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And he had Dub C was his
Teach
dialect
him.
coach.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
Dub C was his dialect coach.
Do
Yeah.
people recognize you now from the Mayans and stuff?
It happens. Yeah. It's pretty cool.
That's dope.
Yeah. And was it your choice to have like the braids you have on there?
It was. Yeah. I had like
I
this
love
whole
it,
idea, the
man.
braids and the yellow shades. You know. It was,
Good choice.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
great
it's
choice.
Thanks,
yeah.
thanks.
Great choice.
And it's cool
yeah.
they're open with that too. Like you get to say,
Uh-huh.
I like this look.
Yeah. There's some stuff that you know you do have creative say, and a lot of times there's stuff that you know they want you to stay true to whatever's written. You know, which is fair. It's a collaboration. You know,
Mhm.
Yeah.
give and take.
Mhm.
There's some crazy shit. I'm just trying to like get off my head right now. Just crazy scenes and crazy those different chapters of the Mayans and
Yeah.
the one white guy with the bald head and the goatee. Yeah, he was a piece of shit. He shot homeboy in the back of the head. Like just did the whole fucking war. It's just, dude. It's so. I mean, people have to watch this show, man. It's just,
Yeah, it's a great
even
show.
if you didn't watch. I mean, I guess you have to watch Sons of Anarchy. I guess to watch.
I don't
Mayans.
think
I mean,
you have
I
to.
I don't
really
think so.
No.
No, I don't think
Because they do pretty good with the Mayan storyline.
Yeah,
You know what I
because
mean? Like
the show's
if you
Mayans.
Wanna, yeah, if you, the
It's
show
true.
is Mayans, you know. And
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to dig back to Sons of Anarchy, you can.
Yeah.
But the Mayans really showcase itself. Like it stands on its own.
Yeah, it stands on its own. I agree. I think if you're curious, check out Sons because Sons is cool. I
Yeah.
think Sons, but you don't have to commit to
Yeah,
all of that.
because like if you
Yeah.
think about it, like you know, like the way the Sons of Anarchy are on the Mayans
Yeah.
is almost the same way the Mayans was on Sons of Anarchy.
Totally.
Mhm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, you know, the Sons of Anarchy stood on its own. So like,
Yes.
and it's also like the Mayans can stand on its
Yeah.
own.
I
That's how I see it.
Yeah, I
Um,
agree.
I love like the chemistry with the Reyes brothers and their dad and like their dark past
Oh,
and his
yeah.
connections to all this stuff and then
It's
trying
real,
to have
it's real family
yeah
shit.
trying to have love in
Like,
their
it's
life
real
and
shit
all
that
that.
like anybody, like even if you're not part of a motorcycle club, like or part of that culture, you still understand like just basic family dynamics
Family
and
dynamics,
and the shit that you go through as a family.
Yeah,
that's what's cool. Like it's grounded in some real shit and not just fuck shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
They definitely try to make it as relatable as possible.
Yeah.
With the exception of like the real crazy shit, like
Yeah.
shootouts and all that. But, but a lot of the family stuff is very relatable.
Yeah, like I mean, you think of some of the dope shows, like I mean, even like The Wire. Like it's all of it's like grounded to this thing to where, it's like issues that anybody connect with, even if you don't deal with that. Like you don't drink, you're straight edge, but like there's some shit on Sons of Anarchy that or Mayans that you could connect with.
Totally.
That where it's just like, man, I feel that.
Yeah.
That's what's dope about
the
it.
whole Coco shit with like his mom and that upbringing, and then his his
like
daughter's his sister and all that shit, dude.
And then you understand why those characters are
the way they are.
The way they
They're
are.
fucked up the way they are.
It's
dope, man. Especially when you realize, it's like, if you didn't have that, then you'd be like, what the fuck am I watching? But when it comes down to some really, really family shit, like Coco's situation, that is fucking.
Those guys are really tatted up too. A lot of those actors, right in there.
Yeah, for the most part, everybody that you see on screen tattooed, those are their tattoos.
Hank was the guy, right? Hank with the black flag tats.
Yeah.
Love him,
Frankie Loyal.
Yeah, he's so sweet, man. When he was trying to, oh man,
he's a sweet dude in real life. Really cool guy.
Yeah, it's just the whole shit is awesome. I'm so glad I watched it. I'm so glad. Yeah, I'm having you here. This is awesome, man.
Thank you. Thanks for watching.
Do you have any major regrets in your life?
Yeah, none come to mind really, but you know, I'm sure we all have, things that we probably could have done differently, know, but I'm glad the way it all turned out.
Yeah.
It's all worked out, so.
Yeah. Do you have what's my question? What was the last real job you had, like a real job?
Well,
I'm not saying acting is not a real job, but something.
No, I know what you mean. I'm trying to think what was like a place that I would like clock into. Because I've had so many random ones, it was probably like a warehouse job.
Okay.
Okay.
Like
in Florida.
In between touring. Yeah. And then like in New York, surviving, I would do like some PA gigs or whatever, But yeah.
Running for Snoop.
Yeah, shit like that,
And then what about any daily rituals?
Yeah, I wake up and I'm getting back into this. So good question. I lost sight of my ritual for a while, but when I moved to New York, I'd wake up, make the bed, do 100 push-ups, meditate, and then I'd step out the room.
Damn, making the bed so important. I always talk about it with Derek on here too.
Yeah. Damn. And unless I had to take a piss, then I go piss first.
Making the bed's pretty important, right? Having a nice bed.
Yeah. It just gives you like one thing you already checked off the list, so you get like that little sense of like accomplishment, even if it's the tiniest bit. You're like, even if you just laid on the couch all day, you're like, oh shit, this one I made the bed.
Yeah, at least you're going into a bed that's made.
Yeah. So I've been so I always make the bed, but I've been revisiting the whole push-ups and meditation stuff like in the morning now lately.
That's good.
I love that, man.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be on my 100 push-ups a day. Trying, man. Yeah, stay on that
100
shit.
push-ups and 100.
My pull-ups and my crunches.
Yeah, I saw it in there. Yeah.
I love that thing, man. It's a life changer. What about coffee? You a coffee guy?
I love coffee, man.
How many coffees a day?
I've been drinking. When I was a kid, I'd drink coffee with milk as a little kid. And in Cuban culture, coffee's like huge. But
yeah.
And my mom's Chilean, so they do a once, which is like a tea time, I guess. So how many a day?
Like right now,
at least 3.
Okay.
What?
At least minimum.
Do one.
Like what's the latest you have one in the day?
Latest before bed.
Damn, it
you have
doesn't
a
fuck
coffee
you up.
before bed?
Yeah, no, it doesn't. Just like a nice little nightcap. Have my little coffee. Go to bed.
The caffeine doesn't fuck you up like that. No.
No, I'm probably super desensitized to it at this point. Sometimes I even feel more relaxed after.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's fucked up.
Yeah.
Are you optimist or pessimist?
Optimist.
You seem like it.
100%. This whole story.
This whole fucking journey, bro.
The whole journey is fucking.
And believing in yourself the whole fucking time.
You have to, man. You have to. I'm an optimist. A lot of times I could be a realist, but it's all situational. But truly, I always try to focus on positivity and the good shit.
Yeah.
Because things could be so fucked up. Things could be so much worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything like this whole lockdown taught you or changed your life, like the whole COVID thing?
Let's see.
Were you pretty strict lockdown and just really?
Surviving, man. I was just
Yeah.
trying to survive. I didn't learn any cool things like some people really learn to cook.
Make
you
some
know?
banana bread and shit.
Yeah, yeah.
No, people were at it.
You
They
know,
were.
I was addicted to Tiger King.
Oh, yeah.
But
Naturally.
yeah, I learned a lot about myself, I guess. I haven't spoken about this. I'll do it now just because.
Yeah, I didn't want to ask you whatever you want to talk about.
Yeah. During in 2020, crazy. I've never said this. In September 2020, I got facial paralysis. I got Bell's palsy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm stuck with it. You know, only 10% of people make a full recovery. Unfortunately, I'm part of that 10%, but it's fine. It's all good. So it just kind of taught me that be patient with yourself. You know, your body keeps a score, and I've learned to manage my stress differently. Cause like, you know, your body doesn't know what kind of stress is stress. You know, stress is stress to your body.
Exactly.
Whether it's like high or low, you know. So I've been navigating that. Yeah, I got I got Bell's palsy September 24th, 2020, and September 25th was my first day on Bosch as a recurring, and I was the main antagonist for the season 7, their final season. So I was like, oh shit, I don't know what the fuck to do. Like,
Yeah.
I'm talking like off the side of my mouth. My eyelid wasn't closing.
Holy shit.
And I was like, I don't want to lose this job. I'm going to just show up, see what happens. Yeah.
That's so dope.
I was like, we'll see what they say. Maybe they'll be like, yo, get the fuck out of here. You know?
Yeah.
You know, like, what are you doing?
That's the worst they can say, though.
Worst case, they're like, go home. You know?
Yeah, worst case.
So I went and I shot the whole season of like my face like not really moving, you know.
So it was like that. It was like,
I mean, my mouth would close, but
Yeah.
if I were to try to, like, I still can't fully smile, but like if I go like that, you only saw like my left side and my eyelid, because when you close your eyelids, when you go like this, your eyeballs roll back.
Yes.
That's how you sleep, right? So this eyelid, my left would close and my right one would stay open, would stay up. So you would just see white, you
Wow,
know? So, yeah, it was trippy. So it looked cool for the character. I'll say that. You know, that was one that I did. I was very curious to watch, and I was very kind to myself watching it. Like, okay,
Yeah.
you know, I went through like a traumatic experience with my body, you know, my face.
imagine,
And this is
man.
like, you know, my bread and butter is like
Yeah.
having to emote, you know, emotions. So I did, and I didn't tell anybody on Bosch. On Mayans, I had a meeting with Elgin, Deb, one of the writers, and Brett, who was one of the 80s assistant directors. And I was like, hey, yo, I need to meet with you guys. Before shooting season 3, I need to meet with you guys before I get to work. They're like, yeah, okay. And it was like 2020. We're shooting in 2020
yeah.
at the end of it. So I was like rocking a mask, and I was wearing shades, you know, sunglasses.
Yeah.
They're like, yo, what's up? And I take the mask off, and I'm like this. And I take my sunglasses. I was like, yo, I just want to tell you guys, like, I got this shit called Bell's palsy. It's a facial paralysis. And they're like, whoa, holy shit. And they're like, do you need anything from us? I was like, you know, just like, I don't want to be coddled, you know, but I just want a little bit of patience, you know, with like, you know, preparing for a scene or whatever. But I don't want to change any of like the artistic vision you guys had as far as like how you're going to shoot me. Shoot me however the fuck you guys are going to shoot me.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, don't
Yeah.
change that up, you know? So on Minds, like, it worked more just because also my character is real just like cold and just like,
Totally.
Yeah.
on Bosch, my character is like a bit of a, you know, like a shit talker, loudmouth or whatever. So I'm like engaging more with Titus Welliver, who's really cool. Also on Sons of Anarchy.
Yes.
Oh shit, that's
Yeah.
right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The IRA.
IRA,
yeah.
The Irish, yeah.
Really
Oh,
cool
I love
too.
him, dude. He's
Yep.
badass.
Yeah, he's super cool guy. So all my scenes are pretty much with him, and I shot the whole season. And then at the end of it, you know, when you finish a show or a movie, and if you're done, they're like, all right, that's a wrap on Toby. Thank you, Toby, for
Yeah.
being here. So they did that whole thing, and they just try to set it up where they're trying to trick you. They're like, hey, Toby, we got like lunch for you. And like they walk you out, and everybody's waiting, and you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they did that, and then I wanted to share my experience, so I then gave a speech. I was like, hey, everybody, September 25th was my first day here on Bosch. September 24th, I woke up with Bell's palsy, which is a facial paralysis. So I just want to thank you all for being patient with me, because unless you thought that was a character choice, but I'm not that good of an actor. So thank you all. And like the producer later comes up to me. He's like, hey, I had no idea you had this condition. I was like, oh, cool. He's like, I thought you just had attitude. I was like, oh, shit. I was like, no. He's like, well, it worked. It looked great. So
wow, that's man. Dope.
Crazy. Yeah. Crazy journey. You know, so I still kind of have it. I kind of like talk like Elvis now, which the new movie rocks.
I saw it last night. It's fucking amazing, man.
So I kind of talk out the side of my mouth now a little more. And it's never intentional. So if you see me out there and I'm like talking out side of my mouth, like
so, what, they can't do anything to that, like acupuncture, anything.
So Josh James, fucking saint, he I was dodging my friend.
Yeah. Josh James.
He during the pandemic, I had like this little tribe of people were chilling with. So it was like him, Fern, boy Randy, Mia, but I was dodging him for like a week. And I was like, fuck, this is my friend. He's like, yo, come over, let's watch, a movie, whatever. It's like, I gotta learn these lines, or whatever. Then I was like, I can't, so I FaceTime him. I was like, yo, look. Then he's like, holy shit. And I was like, it was bad.
Your mouth was like up here and shit. Yeah.
It was. I just had like a droop this side,
I was drooped down. Yeah.
So my eye. So like I would talk like this, and my eyelid wouldn't close, so my eyeball would roll back whenever I would try to blink.
Wow. Man.
He's like, dude. He's like, what are you doing right now? I know you're not doing shit. I was like, you're right. I'm just chilling at the crib. He's like, all right, I'm gonna set you up with my acupuncturist. So I started doing acupuncture for it, and physical therapy. And just like, try to exhaust all my resources, doing everything I could,
Yeah.
So yeah, shout out to Josh. Yeah, it's worked tremendously. I have some like, residual effects from it, but that's okay. And what I learned is, just your body keeps a score. Try to manage your stress as much as possible. Be patient with yourself. Give yourself time. Because even like, let's say you're running late somewhere, you're like, oh, fuck it, I gotta go grab your keys, all this shit.
Yeah.
Your body's like under attack.
Yeah, totally.
So you gotta be kind to yourself,
But you seem like a chill guy, though.
Yeah, I'm super chill. You know? But like,
but you still get stressed. Yeah,
you don't know. Like, we feel so invincible. And we think that we could, handle it all, and then your body might be like, yo, slow down. Your body will let you know.
Your body will be like, slow down, I'll fuck you up.
Yeah. So I learned, that's one of the biggest lessons I learned during the pandemic.
And the pandemic, we had to all slow down the pandemic. Didn't do anything, go anywhere, do shit.
Yeah, there was a lot going on, So that was the biggest lesson I learned, just to be kinder to myself, try to, if anything's going to stress me out, like, I'm not going to do that, whatever.
Yeah, did you realize you were that stressed?
No, because again, like I feel super stressed. I mean, super stress free and just chill. I feel super stressed.
Yo, so when you wake up that morning, your face is totally different. You look in the mirror, like what like that morning.
Me was getting ready for work. I was like talking like this out the side of my mouth. I was like,
was it painful?
It was numb.
Okay.
Tingling. And I was like, hey, is my lip bleeding? Because I thought maybe I bit my lip.
Are you sleeping or some shit?
Yeah. Sleeping, and you know how like blood on your face or on lips feels tingling, and I hadn't realized that my eyelid wasn't closing because I hadn't looked at the mirror. I hadn't brushed my teeth yet.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, is my lip bleeding? She goes, no, what the fuck's wrong with your eye? I was like, oh, I don't want to make her freak out. I was like, oh, I just need to put some eye drops in, which makes no sense. She was getting ready to go.
Well, you didn't know either, man. Yeah.
I was like, all right, bye, I love you, have a good day at work. I go to the bathroom, I'm like looking at myself. I was like, whoa, what the fuck? And I had to go get tested for Bosch. Because
COVID test, yeah.
I think we're testing every day. Yeah, we were testing every day, so I had to test the day before. And I went, and I got tested. I was like, I'm going to go get this test first, and then I'll figure this shit out. And I went, and then I started WebMD. Woo! It's like, you're going to die.
That shit's mad stress for that page.
But man, I was able to kind of like self-diagnose. I'm no doctor, but like everything made sense. I was like, oh, okay, this is that.
So you figured it was Bell's palsy before you went to the doctor?
Yeah, it was either that or a stroke, and I was like, it's not a stroke. So
because stroke would be your full body.
Your full body. So I went to the hospital. They're like, oh, it's Bell's palsy. It's okay. This happens. It's actually more common than you think. It'll go away between 2 weeks to 9 months. I heard 2 weeks, and I was like, I'm fucking good.
Yeah.
I'm going to work tomorrow. And 2 weeks later, I'll be fine. That didn't happen. But yeah, so I that was that.
Wow,
and did everything I could. But yeah, that's why listening to Josh Brolin's
Yeah,
podcast,
he hit me up
I was
about
like,
it.
whoa, cool. There's some other actors that have had it, and like
Stressing about some movie stuff. Yeah.
who knows? 2020 was just stressful. So when I went to see the acupuncturist, Dr. Lee, actually down the street from here,
Okay.
awesome acupuncturist. It's called Miracle Acupuncture. He's like, it's 2020. He's like, have you been under any stress? And I was like, bro, it's 2020, man.
Yeah, what you think, dog?
Come on.
Yeah,
What year is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah. And he's like, because there was a lot going on, so much was happening.
Totally, man.
And we're all just trying to survive,
Yes.
so I got off IG, that year as well,
Yeah.
so I was like, yeah, whatever. And
Did that help too?
yeah, what was cool about it, it gave me more time.
Yes.
Instead of like being on my phone, like scrolling through shows.
Were you on that shit a lot?
Not a lot, but probably enough to take
But
up.
2020, there was so much.
Yeah, just like scrolling,
everything was like,
So what the biggest gift it gave me is like, let's say I got to go something simple, like wash the dishes. I'll be on my phone. Now it's like, oh, I'm going to go wash the dishes, as opposed to picking up my phone, just like scrolling,
Yeah.
So it's made me more productive, not that I was an unproductive guy, but like it's given me like not even a reason to grab my phone, like scroll.
It's more time. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's been cool.
So you deaded your account?
It's like it's deactivated.
Yeah,
so I think if I
yeah.
log in, I think I logged in once last year or after season 3, we did like a thing with EW, so I had to log in.
Yeah. Do they ask you when a new season's come out? That you guys have to be more on social media, all the cast, or no?
Don't ask me.
Okay.
But I don't know. But
Yeah.
truly, I'm not interested in any show or any job that is more concerned with my social media numbers.
Facts.
If that's what
Yeah.
you're looking at,
Yeah, then,
Yeah.
no
That's
thanks.
the worst. That's the worst thing to look.
No thanks.
Yeah.
If
But
you're,
that's a real thing, though, probably, right?
For some-
It is a real thing. I mean, it does happen a lot. Even I'll even hear from some of my fellow comedian homies, to where like they're looking at my like socials to see if I can like do this or that. And I'm like, what? I'm like, that doesn't even.
What's
seem
your
right. I was like,
analytics?
what about being talented?
yeah.
Yeah.
What about being funny?
Yeah, what about being funny? Yeah, what happened to that?
Yeah, so I'm more interested on productions that care more about what I could do and what I could
Yeah.
offer than like how many people are following me on IG.
Of course.
Yeah.
But
So-
but I do get some of my friends need it for their tattooer friends,
Totally,
so
yeah.
I respect that,
Yeah.
I do
Promoting
respect
something like you're playing a show.
that.
or-
Yeah, absolutely, of course. You know.
So you're filming most of that stuff with having Bell's Policy, and it's getting better throughout the filming, probably, right, of the Mayans.
Of season 3 of Mayans and season 7 of Bosch, if it was getting better, it didn't feel like I was. But I will say this. So at the beginning of Bell's Palsy, I was like, why couldn't I get this like in March of 2020 when I was just like watching Tiger King, chilling at the crib, just like not doing shit.
Yeah.
But after like thinking about it and reflecting, I was like, you know what? I got this now because I probably would have been going fucking crazy if I wasn't doing shit. So I was able to focus on Bosch and Mayans, and I was so fortunate to have those 2 jobs at the same time
Yeah, during the pandemic.
during the pandemic and focus and not be like, in the mirror miserable, like, oh my God, like I don't look the same, like this is crazy, like I use this for work.
Because that brings your stress
Yeah, so-
levels up even more.
Yeah. So
right?
it seems like the acting gave you the distraction.
Yeah.
That's good.
So it worked. The timing of it was great. I would have rather not have it, but
Yeah.
it came at the better of the times.
Yeah. Do they like do injections? Do they put shit in there too to fix it? They try everything? You try
They
everything?
can. Yeah. They also people also do Botox for it. Because it relaxes the face.
Mhm.
So there's that. There's CBD. There's.
You tried a bunch of shit, obviously.
Yeah. I wanted to exhaust all my resources because why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially after the 2 weeks came and left. I was like, oh shit, all right. And then 9 months came and left, and I was like, oh shit, this has been 2 years now.
Fuck.
But it works. It's fine.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I've only met you a couple of times. You look pretty the same to me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't see how crazy it was then,
at first,
I'd be flipping the fuck out, though, bro. I'm hypochondriac.
It seems like it goes in and out.
yeah,
Yeah, that's like. It just seems like sometimes it's there and then sometimes it's not.
I think when I laugh,
Oh, you mean right now talking to
Yeah,
him?
yeah, right
okay,
now talking.
Okay,
Like
okay.
it seems like it goes kind of in and out.
oh, cool.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So you're making progress.
Yeah. I've definitely made a ton of progress. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Did you meet other people that had Bell's palsy during that time, or?
Yeah. One of the makeup artists on Bosch, Sonia, when I announced it, she's like, "Oh, I knew," and I was like, "Oh yeah." She's like, "Yeah, I have it. I got it after my pregnancy."
Damn.
And I was like, wow, so, and then I would do research on like other people that had it. Like I remember.
There's quite a few people.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there's a guy I knew I worked with when I used to work at a hotel. I mean, that was the first time I ever saw it. It was like 2017. And I didn't know what it was, but he just, it just happened to him. And, his was because of stress.
Yeah.
Stress
Yeah.
is fucking
It's
powerful,
crazy.
man.
And,
Powerful.
and the first time I saw it was, I used to watch wrestling as a kid. And JR, one of the announcers, I don't know if either
Oh, yeah.
You had it?
he had it.
Big
Big dude. I
dude.
think he's like from Texas,
Yeah.
and I thought it was a stroke or whatever, but later I learned that it was Bell's palsy.
Wow. Did
I was
not
like-
know that.
I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Terrence Howard had it when he was
Oh, wow.
young. Angelina Jolie.
Terrence Howard.
Yeah.
He had- oh,
Damn,
wow.
Hustle and Flow?
So I'm like in this cool club, Yeah.
That's
Very exclusive.
Yeah, very exclusive. Secret society here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably be more stressed if that happened.
Oh, you?
Because I'm a stress case anyway.
You would be.
You have to. So you have that to your face, and you have to like not think about it, and not stress about it,
Yeah.
keep it moving.
Yeah. Ideally, yeah. But maybe you need it. Maybe it'll help you not stress. I could give you some.
No, I'm good. Yeah, that's fucking. I know Bieber just announced something's up with his shit. I don't know
Oh
what
yeah,
that
he
is.
has like Ramsey Hunt. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know too
Different
much about.
things?
It's similar but different.
Okay.
But I'm not sure exactly.
Damn.
But yeah, I was thinking about that. Also because I was like, I wonder how that would affect if you're a singer. Just like, you move your mouth a certain
Yeah.
way. So certain sounds or notes are gonna sound different.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
And so what are you working on now?
Myself.
Okay, good. I love
There you
that.
go.
Yeah.
I usually am like anxious after I wrap a job. I'm like, I'm, part of the rat race. Like, oh, what's next?
Yeah.
What's next? But truly, I've just been like, for the first time, really enjoying this time off till fingers crossed for a 5th season
Yeah.
or till whatever job is to come. I know something will come when it's right. So
Yeah. That's the thing about acting. It's like you don't know what's next. Right?
No. Kind of like being in a band, you
Totally.
don't know when's the next tour after you do one.
Yeah.
You have like your years, like your year mapped out, but so a lot of it being like from a band and now an actor, there's a lot of similarities to me. Like my best time from being in a band was when you're on stage, when your set starts and ends. As an actor, it's the time between action and cut.
Okay.
It's like the same shit.
Yeah, same shit.
You're like
Yeah,
in
yeah.
bliss.
Yeah.
Where like you almost even forgot what happened. Then you'll cut, you're like, oh shit. When your set's over, you're like all sweaty. You're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
What happened? That was sick,
Yeah.
So I find a lot of similarities in being in a band or musician and acting. And one of it is like the unknown, like what's the next gig,
What is? And so you're still doing auditions, obviously.
Yeah.
And during pandemic, you do that virtually, obviously, right? If I'm at home.
Like
The self-tapes.
Yeah, self-tapes or a Zoom if it's a callback, and that would be with the casting director and the director of the show or movie.
Do some people just want you because they know they've seen all your other stuff? Or you always have to audition no matter what?
I'm not at a point where I get offers for stuff yet. But yeah, I don't mind auditioning because sometimes if like somebody wants you, it's like, wait, why? Like, what's this movie gonna be about?
Yeah.
I don't mind auditioning. I don't mind working, hunting for my food.
Yeah. And if somebody wanted you to cut your hair off, would you do it?
Depends on the part, The hair truly right now is just the length that it is for Nestor. I'm like committed to the character, looking the way he does. But I guarantee you, once like Nestor's done on the show or the show's over, snip.
Yeah. Yeah, because they could give you extensions or some shit if you had short hair, but that's still weird. Yeah.
No, I'll just rock my shit,
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
because I do like to have the characters look different, like bleached hair on Bloodline, like do slick back. Like I try to do as much as I have control over to physically look different. Like on the last OG, I have big hair, so it's like a big fro, and Mayans, the 2 braids. So I try to switch it up as often as I can.
Yeah. I love that. And now
Yeah.
you're an actor. Now you live in California.
Yeah.
This is it, man.
This is it. Here we are.
You called yourself an actor. One time I just heard him call himself an actor too, which is nice. But yeah, I'm stoked, man. I appreciate you being here in your journey.
Yeah,
and
this was great.
I love that you come from the core and you come from our world. I love seeing that. The
Mm-hmm.
DIY mentality, the hustle, the not giving up, believing in yourself, all that PMA
Yeah.
shit. Like,
Yeah.
it's inspiring, man. I'm stoked for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Real deal.
Likewise, man. Thank you guys.
Mhm.
You actually spoke at my cousin's school.
I did?
Yeah, in Queens.
Oh, shit. I remember I spoke in Queens. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it Rockaway, Queens?
I couldn't remember what school it was.
No way.
But
Was he there?
Yeah, he was there.
Oh, my God. That's fucking nuts.
Yeah, pretty wild. I was like, oh shit, crazy. So thank you for doing what you do, man.
Wow, man. That's
very
cool. Thank you, man. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's such a small world, dude.
It is. And
Anyway.
he's not interested in like punk or hardcore, none of that, But you came to the school and he's like, oh, this dude Toby's cool. I was like, that's the singer for H2O. He's like,
Damn.
what
That
is
was
that?
years ago. Years ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's dope.
Yeah.
Wow, what a small. Any more questions for me, man?
No, that was great. That was amazing.
You gotta check out Chappelle Lacey too. His comedy is amazing.
All
man.
right, I will. Yeah.
This dude's
yeah.
fucking coming up. Would you try to do acting stuff or not?
I would love to.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's something you're not gonna say no to. Yeah.
No.
When you join the union, you get to vote for the SAG-AFTRA Awards. So you get screeners and you get to, watch cool stuff. And,
Yeah.
you vote for your favorite actor in something.
And you guys got good medical insurance. I heard.
We do.
No, I heard it's wonderful, man. It's like.
Yeah. I gotta say, I'm very glad I have it. Obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Elvis movie out. I saw it last night while I'm plugging it. It's so fucking good.
Cool.
It's so good. 3 hours long. It didn't
Yeah.
feel like 3 hours. I mean, who the hell was that kid, man? I never even heard of that kid.
Sick, right?
Dude.
Yeah. It was good.
And I learned so much about Elvis because you hear different things about him throughout.
Yeah.
He was boys
Fine,
of
I'll
BB.
watch it.
He was boys of BB King and shit, like just like where he coming up in the gospel and all that. And
Yeah,
churches
You
yeah.
can do
and-
that.
Yeah.
Top Gun was sick.
Yeah, that was amazing.
That was really fun.
I had my son watch the original before we went right to the theater, so it was perfect.
Smart.
It's a great one. He doesn't go to the movies that much, but yeah, it's
That much.
yeah,
Ever.
Top Gun's
Oh
great.
no, you're not a movie guy?
Man, I can't
I'm a
remember last
crazy
time I-
movie head. That's all we
Yeah,
do, man.
That's all
Oh.
they do.
I love the
Oh,
movies,
man.
dude.
So many cool movies out. I recently watched this really cool movie with Gerard Carmichael, On the Count of Three.
I don't think I've seen that one.
It's
That's
sick.
newer though, right?
It's new. Yeah, it came out maybe a month ago. I
Yeah.
don't
It's
know.
in the theaters or just
It was
online?
at Alamo Draft House, so it might be online now.
Okay.
But that was sick. That
Like
was,
put it this way, I rewatch Tombstone all the time.
hey, I dig that. I have some comfort films. Heat.
Oh, yeah.
When I don't know what to watch, it's like Heat or Goodfellas, and I just let it play even if I'm not doing it. I just need it,
Goodfellas in your top?
Hell yeah.
Me too, man.
Hell yeah.
In my top.
Yeah.
Can I
It's a
tell
good
him?
one.
Can I tell him?
Yeah.
We had COVID together, me, him, my whole family, and he'd never seen Goodfellas. It was 1 year ago. Was it a year ago?
Yeah. That's a
And
year ago.
we sat here all of COVID. We were in body aches on the floor, and we
I know.
he watched Goodfellas for the first time.
Oh,
dude.
sick. That's
Yeah.
what'd you think?
I loved it.
That's so cool, man. Like
love
I love it. He's young, but it was cool. It was cool to
it's
show
just
him that.
it's cool to see something new that everybody new to you.
Yeah.
I know, man.
Because you had that first time experience like so recently where you're old enough to remember what that experience is
Yeah.
like.
Mm.
So many of my first time experiences with certain movies, I couldn't really remember what I was thinking, but
Yeah.
like that's sick.
Yeah.
That's cool. And
was
and
dope.
gatekeeping's whack. When you meet someone
I
like,
know,
oh, you
dude.
haven't seen whatever, you haven't heard this.
Yeah.
That's just trash, So yeah,
And True Romance. Do you watch True Romance yet? Okay, that's my favorite movie. We always talk about it,
That's
but
your
yeah.
movie.
sick.
I think you
movie.
love James Gandolfini's first movie. It's incredible cast.
Rappaport.
You fuck with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, Rapport kills it. Like
Val Kilmer.
Val
who's my
Kilmer,
favorite.
Brad Pitt, fucking
yeah, Brad
Dennis
Pitt.
Hopper,
Yeah.
Sean Penn's brother,
Well,
Mike Penn.
freaking, he has
who?
the accent. He's in King of New York.
Fucking Christopher Walken,
Walken.
Yeah, Christopher
bro.
Walken. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, this shit's a classic, bro. It's so good.
Yeah.
But Goodfellas, man. Rest in peace, Ray Liotta. That was sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love to meet Joe Pesci. That's my shit.
Yeah.
Because he's just so, like, off the grid. I just saw Lorenzo post a picture with Joe Pesci. I was like, yo,
Oh,
what the
really?
fuck that
Damn.
happened? Yeah, like, he's so, like, secretive, it seems. you
Yeah,
know?
he's a musician too. You know that,
Is
right?
he?
Yeah, I think he plays the trumpet.
Oh wow.
Damn.
I think he has like songs on Spotify.
Shout
Joe
out to
Pesci.
Joe Pesci.
Yeah,
He's just the illest, bro.
yeah, he's a gangster. Yeah, he's cool.
Legit. All right, guys. Well, thank you all for being here. I'm
thank
really
you.
happy you
Yeah.
did this.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your story with us, man. Shout out to Mia. Shout out to Josh James. And, yeah, check out Mayans on FX or Hulu. It's fucking incredible. I'll probably end up watching all those seasons again soon. Yeah, it was awesome.
Thank you.
So
thank
psyched
you.
for you, brother.
Thank you. Thanks for
I
having
wish you
me.
brought your glasses. I'm not going to front.
Uh,
Do you have those glasses? Did they give them to you?
No. Once the show's over,
Yeah.
I'll probably.
One more question.
a-
Do you
ask or
get to
steal 'em.
keep the vest? Well, that's-
No. We don't get to do that stuff till the show's fully over.
Okay.
You know, but if you're slick, you know, you could. But
I was just wondering if like the people that are on that get to keep that.
I think at the end, you know.
So sad.
Yeah, you could ask nicely.
I could do a whole episode just Mayans nerding out, but I don't want to give any spoilers, so we're talking enough.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, bro.
Hey, thank you.
We out.
Peace.
I always ask my guests if they have any regrets. I personally don't have any regrets. Even when it comes to my tattoos, I have the silliest tattoos. Even my ET on my leg, it's still a childhood memory for me, and I love it. I've had tattoos on top of tattoos strictly because I wanted more tattoos. I started getting tattoos when I was 18. I'm 52 now, and I can't stop. I've had laser treatment before on something on my arm. It's 4 tattoos on top of each other. And that experience at that place was pretty fast. It was pretty cold. It was in and out, swipe the credit card. Don't really tell me much. Didn't give me much details or anything was going to happen. So I never went back. So as of most recently, I'm so lucky enough to have had 2 sessions at Removery Tattoo Removal. My tattoo on my arm that looks like a big black blob is now super light. I've had 2 sessions. I have a long road ahead of me. None of this stuff happens overnight. You cannot take a tattoo up in one sitting. You have to be patient. And it's painful. They ice you up. It's super fast. To me, it felt like a bunch of rubber bands. But what's more painful than that is looking at something on your body that you think you're stuck with for the rest of your life. That sucks. But now for me, I'm really happy I started this journey. I'm slowly going to get this tattoo removed. I never thought in a million years I have any kind of real estate on my arm. I don't even know what I want, but it's exciting. I'm so honored to announce that One Life One Chance Podcast is now with Removery. I have a code. Use TobyH20 and get $100 off your first session. Call 866-934-4570 or go to removery.com. One of the most experienced tattoo removal companies in the world. Over 600,000 removal treatments done. 100 locations. U.S., Canada, and Australia. State-of-the-art Pico-Wave laser technology. Cryo-technology to reduce any discomfort. This is so exciting for me because all I do in these podcasts is talk about tattoos. From day one, if you've been listening to this podcast, talk about tattoos, talk about getting removed, talk about getting covered up. So this is such a perfect fit for me. Once again, go to removery.com or call 866-934-4570. Use my code TobyH20 and get $100 off. These guys are located everywhere. Try it out. Yo, people always ask me what kind of frames I'm rocking. I've been rocking Caddis for a couple years. They make amazing progressive readers, which I wear. Also, they make sunglass readers, anti-glare, anti-smudge coating, anti-scratch, and anti-aging. That's why I look mad young when I wear them. I'm just kidding. But they make amazing frames. Caddis, so stoked to have you guys part of the podcast. You can go to caddislife.com/Toby10 and get $10 off your first purchase. Stoked. Thank you, Caddis. Welcome to the fam.